certainly has carried them to this point and has them still believing they can make something of this season, even at an 0-4 mark.
Yeah, I mean, we're a pretty good football team. I mean, it's not like teams are like kicking us to the sidewalk here. I mean, we're in games, and we obviously have our weaknesses to a certain extent because of some injuries and some of the youth that we have and some depth. But I don't think anybody's excited to play Leominster, I can tell you that, and we want to keep it that way. But with that said, we just need some breaks, and we need to create our own breaks, and hopefully we can come out with a victory tonight. I'm pretty confident we can beat this team. It's just it's got to go our way, and we got to make plays.
Bottom of the hour, Leominster and Doherty. One team will add to the win column tonight. Coach, your key to victory? It's brought to you by Enterprise Bank.
I think it's just a good start. I mean, let's have a good first half with no turnovers and stop the big play on their end, make them earn it. And, once we get rolling, the pressure becomes more on them than it does us. And hopefully we can ride this one to the finish line.
All right, Coach, best of luck.
All right, Todd, thanks.
And that is the Coach's Corner for this Week 5 action, brought to you by Bolton Orchards. The key to the game brought to you by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank prides itself on being a true community bank, leading with a deep sense of mission and purpose. They have the banking products you need, from their enterprising student checking and savings accounts to free business checking. Online at enterprisebanking.com. Enterprise Bank, create success. Happy to have you along with us wherever you're joining us from tonight. And again, remember, as we continue on our countdown to kickoff, just about 4 minutes from now, if you're joining us on AM 1280 and 105.3 FM, you're going to Red Sox baseball. You're off to playoff action for Red Sox and Yankees in the American League Division Series. If you're joining us on the web stream at WPKZ.net, we'll be with you for Leominster High School football as per normal throughout the rest of the night. Also, as we continue as well, we'll be with you on Facebook Live for the rest of our countdown to kickoff, and then also at halftime and postgame on the K-Zone Facebook page. And I just checked in with our partners over at Leominster TV. Their web stream at leominster.tv is already fired up, so their Facebook Live coverage is out and going, and they'll be joining us just about at the bottom of the hour, kickoff at 6:30 on Comcast and Verizon as well in the city of Leominster and surrounding communities.
I've got a timeout right now.
Yes.
One of my favorite people from the Pioneer Plastic City is watching right now on Facebook Live on the WPKZ Facebook. Tim Conway.
Yes, I saw.
Watching from home. Mr. Conway. Love it.
Happy to have him checking in with us as well. We always appreciate it. We love the ability to interact with you tonight. So we continue. We've got our marquee matchup, Kate, as we have just a couple of moments left here before we let our radio listeners go. Let's go to the marquee matchup.
It's going to be brought to you tonight by Rhino Linings of Leominster. At Rhino Linings of Leominster, protect your new vehicle from the elements with Rhino Linings, the nation's #1 bedliner brand and New England undercoat. If you drive in New England, undercoat it. Rhino Linings at 665 Mechanic Street in Leominster, where nothing beats a real rhino.
Such a fact. Our marquee matchup tonight, the LHS Blue Devils ultimately versus themselves. A win tonight could turn all of 2018 around, change things dramatically. There's still a possibility you can go 4-4 in this season with a win tonight, but that's where the kind of the rub is. Tonight, you yourself have got to motivate yourself to get to the win with an 0-4 record, taking on a 4-0 Doherty team. And as we welcome back in Bill Thomas, this marquee matchup, LHS, a win tonight changes the face of how this whole season's gone thus far.
Yeah, and then you start rooting for your opponents because you need to get those extra bonus points and you hope that they win.
Yes.
So it's an awkward situation for the Blue Devils. But first and foremost, they got to take care of their own business to have any chance at all at this point in the season.
We know statistically they have been winning. Leominster's opponents through this 5 weeks of the season are 17-3. So pretty good strength
There's
of
bonus
schedule.
points there.
There's plenty of bonus points to be had without a doubt. As we get set on AM 1280 and 105.3 FM to send you off to playoff baseball. It's Red Sox and Yankees coming up on the radio side on the AM and the FM. And so we will send you off to the Red Sox radio network with, again, this reminder. We will join you for Leominster football on WPKZ.net streaming throughout the night. Derek is back at Master Control. He's going to be the concerto maestro. He'll be moving us from spot to spot to spot as the need be. But Leominster and Doherty is coming up with kickoff at the bottom of the hour at WPKZ.net. So join us for that on the web stream there. Pre, halftime, post, here with our Facebook Live look-ins on the K-Zone Facebook page. And then lastly, but not leastly, our partners at Leominster TV have got your game play-by-play on Verizon and Comcast throughout the city of Leominster and the surrounding communities. And then finally, the last piece of that puzzle is their Facebook Live at Leominster.tv. You should
could
have
throw
all
a
of
rock
you
and
joining
get
it.
coverage,
Absolutely. The only place, AM and FM tonight, are going to take a little vacation for some baseball. So,
Todd, the media mogul. You've done it. You've done it.
I had a little bit of help along the way, but we feel fortunate to be able to bring you this one tonight, and what I believe
Hi,
truly
Samantha Tomer.
will be an exciting one. Coin toss will be coming up here as we continue, and now we say so long to our radio listeners on AM 1280 and 105.3 FM. Off you go to Red Sox baseball. We continue with those of you that are joining us on Facebook Live and on our web stream at WPKZ.net as we continue our countdown to kickoff, Kate. And, of course, we've got our coin toss coming up. We've done our marquee matchup. I think we've pretty much met all of our requirements. We turn over this portion of the show to Bill Thomas because, Bill Thomas, this is you. This is the coin toss. We see the teams coming out of the tunnels and heading, of course, to midfield in moments. They will meet referee Bill Goslin, umpire Dave Douglas, assigned tonight by the board of Central Mass officials.
Veteran crew tonight.
Yes,
Glad
indeed.
to see him back doing some Blue Devils games. We've missed him.
Indeed we have. As we continue our countdown to kickoff tonight, again, happy to have you joining us. I can tell you Leominster TV's feed is fired up. And what a beautiful night, by the way, that we have high above Commerce Bank Field at Foley Stadium tonight. Great early start, a 6:30 start time. So if you're just getting home from work, we can get you to tune in with us throughout this process, which to me is most important. And of course, here's the best part: we're commercial free all night long. It's bonus coverage for you on the web stream at WPKZ.net. We'll be reading in our ads, but other than that, it's plenty of bonus coverage for you. Nothing but coverage of this one tonight. Should be a lot of fun as I see Bill Goslin start to meander toward the 50-yard line, which tells us it's time for kickoff. Bill Thomas, and the coin toss, is brought to you by Woodcombe Insurance. You can call them at 978-840-8700 or find Woodcombe Insurance on the web at woodcombe.com. And as these two teams head toward the 50-yard line, the one thing we can say is Leominster's had some decent luck with the coin tosses this year and getting the advantage in the early going. Tonight, they certainly could use it. A fast start. Coach Palazzi was talking about it in our Bolton Orchards Coach's Corner. He wants the fast start. To do that, getting the ball would be a good start.
Well, he talked about it, and I think his key to the game is surviving in the first quarter.
Indeed.
And if he can come out with a lead, that would be a bonus. But just let's not have any opening drive mistakes like we've seen the past couple of weeks, and hopefully get through the first quarter and build on some of that momentum.
And that opportunity is there as the captains meet. I believe, Bill Thomas, we have a result. Here we come. Our Woodcombe Insurance coin toss.
Looks like the so while you were distracting me, I don't know
Leominster
who won the coin
toss, and they're
Well,
receiving.
Leominster,
and I'm thinking, I wonder if he changed it up tonight because he doesn't usually receive. He usually defers. So it's
He
good
wants
to
to
see
get a score
Leominster
on the
wants
board.
the ball. I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Doyle Field. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Doyle Field.
we are set for action here from Commerce Bank Field at Foley Stadium alongside Kate Robbins and Bill Thomas. I am Todd Robbins, welcoming you to our coverage of Leominster High School football here on the K-Zone and with our partners at Leominster TV. And now that we have our Leominster TV audience joining us, I can't say enough. Of course, we've been doing our retrospective 20 games for 20 years. It all started 20 years ago. Leominster TV's coverage, week 1 of action. It was a Saturday afternoon game right here at then just General Foley Stadium. And this is where it all began. 20 years ago, a Leominster and Doherty matchup, an afternoon game. Rich Levy was here on camera along with myself calling the play-by-play as high school freshman. I was about 5 days into my freshman year at Leominster High School, and I called my first game of play-by-play. So I always get a little nostalgic when I get here, but particularly this year, celebrating our 20th anniversary of television coverage on Leominster TV and Leominster Access Television.
Congratulations to you, Todd.
Thank you so much.
Hey, it's a nice milestone.
It's fantastic to see it have developed so long. And of course, I haven't been here by myself. I've been with this great team. And of course, Ed Cataldo, Jack Selly, and Larry Bizzato in the intervening years as well, all contributing to that 20-year anniversary that we celebrate this year. In the meantime, all the pregame festivities are over. The ball's on the tee. 40-yard line at our left. Aiden Noonan's got the ball on the tee, and away we go. Kickoff will go from left to right and will be returned by Couch. Couch from about his own 17-yard line. Straight forward he comes. Across the 25, then the 30, and he's marked down right around the 32-yard line on that right to left return. Just about 7 seconds into this one, Leominster will have the first touch of the football coming right to left here in quarter number 1.
Interesting, no thoughts of kicking it away from Couch like we saw all last week. That directional kicking that Blue Devils return team had to deal with. Just give it to him and see what he can do. Got the Blue Devils some nice opening drive field position here.
And here we go.
Holy
with
echo, Bat.
Cora in the I formation, and the snap and the handoff went to Couch. Second man through the hole, across the 30, and he was knocked down there after a short gain on the play. They marked it actually backwards. It was a short loss. Yeah, loss of about 1 on the play.
Tough opening play right there.
Yeah.
That's okay. I want to see the Blue Devils set the tone, and I'd love to see them set the tone on the ground. Let's not get fancy right here, and we'll see how this opening drive plays out.
I formation for Cora under center. The snap. Handoff went to Connor Marchand, first man through, and stacked up. Maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. They are moving forward, but still maybe just shy. I call it third down and a long 10.
Gave him credit for a yard there, but they don't come much tougher than that right there. You know, Dave said he wants to get out of the first quarter, mistake-free, and hopefully with a lead. But I think just want to have a positive first quarter, not come out with any negatives. Let's just get through the first quarter with just in a positive attitude.
Third down and a long 10 to go from their own 32-yard line, coming right to left. Offset split in the backfield behind Cora. Snap, 2 fakes, and now the hard rollout to his right. Flips it on the run in the hands of, looks like Marchand. Marchand corrals his body, crossing the 40, and he is dragged down right around the 44-yard line. Nice little roll out there. That's what I like to see that. Let's do some of that under center. Let's get the pocket moving and free JC up so he can look downfield and spend more time playing quarterback rather than chasing the ball around after the snap from center. But JC had the option to run there. I think he made the right choice to pass it, but it's nice to see that opening there, build some confidence. 2-back split in the backfield behind Cora on first down and 10 from their own 44. Snap and now rolls this one to the left of the formation. He's going to call his own number, tuck and stretch his way forward to about the 45-yard line. It'll go for a gain of 1. Second down and 9 coming up, and Schofield Power Equipment brings us the Leominster starting lineup.
Core, number 6, sophomore quarterback.
Adam Couch, number 21, senior running back.
Connor Marchand, number 22, senior fullback.
Zach Del Judas, 81, senior tight end.
Gabe Elias, number 7, senior wide receiver.
Harley Gillott, number 1, junior wide receiver.
Kyle Philbin, number 51, sophomore tackle.
Frank Apoku, number 60, junior left tackle.
Jack Philbin, number 50, sophomore guard.
Hi, my name is Dominic Delgado. I am number 65. I am a senior, and I play offensive guard.
My name is Zachary Calladay. I'm number 64. I'm a senior, and I play offensive guard.
I'm Joe Conlon, number 72. I'm a junior, and I'm the right tackle.
On 2nd down and 9, Cora out of an eye, snap and a hard roll to his right. He's got a man open. He'll flip it downfield, complete for Zach DelGudice, and DelGudice has got first down yardage across midfield, across the 45, and out of bounds around the 43-yard line.
3 passes, 3 moving pockets, and I like what I see so far from the offensive flow from the Blue Devils.
That was a gain of 12 for the Blue Devils on that.
Leominster working quickly on 1st down and 10 from their own 43. A snap, pitch, finds Couch. Couch on the toss pass, looks down the numbers on the right side of the field, and Arlie Galat in double coverage couldn't get it to him. Galat was backpedaling as that was a little bit underthrown. 2nd straight week we've seen that play come out of the bag. 2nd time it hasn't quite materialized.
Yeah, first look at a little bit of trickeration tonight, but hopefully that won't hurt the momentum of the drive right there. We saw a couple of nice first downs, but if you're going to try something like that, try it on 1st down. And but we'll see if they kind of go back to that little rollout screen pass game that we've seen here early.
I think I would have liked a flag on that one.
Yeah, it looked like a little early contact with that ball being underthrown.
Swept back eye behind Cora.
Ooh, all kinds of movement.
Yeah, a lot
That's
of
all
movement
right, though. I think
on the front line.
Did the defense encroach or not?
Coach Palazzi pointing there, and the signal from Bill Goslin, procedure against the Blue Devils. It'll be a 5-yard penalty, 2nd and 15.
Looked like Doherty jump, but got back, and then the Blue Devils' timing was just messed up after that. You like to blame the defense on that when you can, but the offense play's got to hold their position.
That becomes fairly tricky, because if they're in that neutral zone, then you do want that motion on the offense. But if they get back out of that neutral zone, then you want to be able to stay. So the timing on that gets really tricky.
And veteran center play will get you a penalty if they can realize it quick enough.
2nd and 15 from their own 48. Cora comes to the line in an eye, scans the Doherty defense, and Coach Palazzi says timeout. So a 30-second timeout on the field, 8:11 to play here in the 1st quarter. First offensive touch for the Blue Devils on the field right now. 0-0, Leominster. And Doherty and Bill Thomas. Our kickoff was brought to you by Troy Hebert Construction. We blew right through.
Where was the elbow there, Todd? I was just so wrapped up. I just love our broadcast perch here, but after this play here, I'm going to give all the credit to Troy Hebert here for the kickoff.
2nd down and 15, the Doherty 48 at right hash. A 2-back split, and under center goes Cora. Here's the snap, and the give was the 2nd man to the hole. This time it was Couch, and Couch was pushed laterally across the 50-yard line. It'll go as a loss of 2, 3rd down and 17.
A proud supporter of Leominster High School football with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and over 25 years of experience. Make Troy Hebert your first choice for your home construction and remodeling and damage repair needs. Find Troy Hebert online at troyhebertconstruction.com and line up your free estimate. Now with the call of the game that's already started, the voice of the Blue Devils, take it away, Todd.
Thank you, Bill Thomas.
Robbins.
Very much appreciated. And alongside my broadcast partner, Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins, Todd Robbins here tonight for Leominster TV, and joined in simulcast stream with our partners at the K-Zone as well. Shotgun set here for Cora. Couch in the backfield with him. Trips to the open side right. Cora with the 5-step drop. Got an all-out blitz in his face. He will roll out toward the sideline and wing it down the right sideline, out of bounds and into the track area. That pass will go incomplete. Bring up a 4th down, 17 to go. And that should put Leominster in a situation where they're going to be forced to punt.
Looking at that little breakdown there on that pass, those two defensive linemen, Ebo, and I think the other one might have been Payson there, have combined for over 70 sacks.
Wow.
So they like to get after the quarterback.
Indeed. Connor Marchand stands in punt formation at his own 39-yard line. The snap will come to him from the 49 of Doherty. Had an abrupt get out, had just got it off. Did get a decent bounce out of it right around the Doherty 30-yard line. Takes a slight Highlander bounce forward to the 31.
That was scary.
Yes, indeed it was, as Marchand just got that kick away.
All right, so I mixed up my facts before we get bombarded with Facebook. They have 75 tackles between them. They each have 8 sacks.
Wow.
So I had to look at my I didn't believe what I just said. After I said it. No, 75 tackles with 8 sacks, but individually, Brunel has 8. They like to get after the quarterback.
Bottom line.
They like to get after the quarterback. We'll leave it at that.
And here come the Highlanders. 1st down and 10. Their own 31-yard line. A shotgun snap for the quarterback, Noah Callery. Handoff went to Tejan Vassar. Surprise, surprise. We'll be saying that a lot tonight. And the defense quickly sweeps into the backfield. Takes it down for a loss of 1. Back across the 30-yard line, about the 29.5.
Quick look at Vassar. 36 carries for 321, 8.9 average with 6 TDs. And he's got 5 catches. Got got a TD there, so he's your all-around, all-purpose back.
Second down and 11, Calorie in a gun. He will shift the Darkwa in motion from the right side of the formation to the left, and now here comes Vassar, the motion man at the snap. He'll get the handoff coming on the end around, turns the left corner, crosses the 35, taken down around the 36-yard line, goes for a gain of about 7 on the play, bring up about third down and about 5 to go.
You know, when Vassar's not toting the rock there, they got a couple of other guys, Todd, that they got to look out for. Calorie himself, you know, is rushed for a touchdown. He got an 8.5 average on 100 yards on 12 carries. But Nuan and Robles also can carry it, and they're all dangerous.
Oh, we've already got a flag.
Yeah, flags are out.
12 men on the field for Doherty.
Yeah. Third down play came out, and Kate, great catch.
Illegal
does appear to be, yeah, it'll be illegal
perhaps?
substitution,
Yeah.
illegal participation, call it what you will.
Player came off literally next to the official on the line.
And there it is, yeah.
After the huddle, which you can't do.
Yeah.
Illegal substitution, 12 men in the huddle called against the Highlanders. They'll mark that off, and it'll be a third down and about 12 as the ball walks back across the 30
I at
to
least
the
try to
29-yard
hide, right?
line.
To be like, don't mind me. You don't see me. I'm the water boy.
Usually that happens on the defense. When the offense notices that 12th man slow to substitute, you get the center to try to snap the ball to try to get the too many men penalty. Very rarely does that happen on the offense. Third down and about 12
seems
to
a
go.
little large.
Yes, indeed. At the 28, snapping back to pass Calorie. He'll roll out, find the center of the field, uncorks, wide open. John Forsyth was waiting there. He could have signaled fair catch. He makes the catch and gets some more yardage across the 30, 29, and cut down around the 18-yard line. He was playing center field in the middle of about 3 Blue Devil defenders.
You know, we got lost there, and we talked about that a little bit last week, how the defenders were having trouble, especially when certain zones were getting flooded and receivers were getting lost. But, you know, of all the receivers, Doherty doesn't throw the ball that much. Calorie only 15 for 28, but he's got 4 TDs, and Robles has been one of his favorite targets. 5 catches for an 8-point, forcing one of his favorite catches, 4 catches for a couple of TDs.
On first down, here's the snap. Gave it to Vassar, and Vassar tried to bounce it to the outside right, and Leominster's defense sealed that edge. Kate Flagg is out on the play. And we await the signal that Calorie to force and catch and run out after the fact. Good for 51 yards on the previous
And
play.
that's not going to hurt his average at all. He had 4 for 75 yards with an 18.8 average with 2 TDs. Let's bump that up a little bit.
Sideline warning against the Blue Devils was the signal on the flags. And yeah, here we go indeed, Kate. And the sideline warning, and by the way, called at a field not named Doyle Field. Go figure.
But called from an area of the field where there's no one.
Yeah, clearly they were outside the 25-yard line. So remember, teams restricted inside of the 25s on either side, and clearly somebody who was not handling footballs drifted beyond the 25-yard line, and the wing official working the Leominster sideline thought it was important to flag. Calorie the snap on second down and 10, looks out to his left and throws. Pass complete for Anthony Franco, and there may have been a loose football. Bill Thomas thinks Leominster has it. Leominster sure thinks they have it, and the wing official has not signaled yet. And now they're marking it. It's Blue Devil football.
Changing the sticks.
Why haven't we seen the officials making?
We need like an emphatic
Nothing.
signal.
Yeah, you got a signal. The ball going the other way. Nobody is signaling. This is 2 weeks in a row, Kate. You're absolutely right.
But they moved the sticks, which is a good indication.
Well, and we saw the ball coming from the far sideline, which
switch football
helps as well. So a fumble on the play, recovered by the Blue Devil defense. 5 minutes to play here in the first quarter, and Leominster with turned field position here, backed up in their own territory, right around their own 11-yard line, coming right to left, but they've got the football. Second offensive touch here in the first quarter. Snap on first down out of an eye, give it to Marchand straight up the middle, crossing the 10, cut down shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line.
Nice to see the Blue Devils get that turnover. You know, Dave talked about winning that first quarter, and I think it's very important. I'm looking at the replay here. So he came in, caused a fumble. It looked like from the backside, Fernando Aguilar caught up to the play from the backside, created that fumble and that turnover.
Nice pickup, Bill Thomas, as we wind down toward 4.5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Coral walks to the line. Split back set behind him. Single receiver is Galat wide to the left. Here's the snap and the give. This time it was Marchand again into the pile and stood up immediately. Whistles blow the play dead. Nowhere to go on that one. And it'll be a a short loss potentially on the play. It brings up about a 3rd down and 7 to go. Check out the time and temperature. It's brought to you by Acme Carpet 1 in Lunenburg, a local family-owned floor covering store doing business in the same location for over 50 years. There are lots of pros and cons in the flooring business. These are the pros online at acmecarpet1.com. 55 degrees on a beautiful, clear October the 5th Friday night, 6:45, 15 minutes into this one. A posted 6:30 start time that started at 6:30. How convenient. Here's the snap and a double fake. Cora rolling out of bounds, throws this one out of bounds around the 5-yard line. He may have been in his own end zone. If he was, that's a safety. Not only did the ball not make it to the line of scrimmage for the intentional grounding call, but he may have gone to his own end zone. And if he did, Bill Gosselin's flag is in the end zone. That's 2 points for Doherty.
Well, I know you're standing right there.
Intentional grounding in the end zone against Cora. It is a safety. A safety against Cora. Cora going backwards, thinking he needs to get rid of the football, and unfortunately not aware that he had crossed the goal line. He throws the ball, never gets back to the line of scrimmage, and it's intentional groundings. 2 points. Doherty's on the board first with 3:36 to play here in the first quarter. It's 2-0 Highlanders, and they get the football on the free kick.
Yeah, unfortunate turn of events there. JC just not totally aware of where his position is on the field. And, you know, there's a couple of key things here. You got to get outside the tackles, and you got to get the ball beyond the line of scrimmage. I don't think he accomplished either one of those, but then the third thing that went wrong was he faded into his end zone there. So watching it here on the replay, and you know, he wasn't in the end zone. On the replay, he was on the 1-yard line.
Interesting.
So I wonder if LTV here can replay that again. I thank LTV and Mr. Facebook for allowing me to watch it on my laptop here. But I don't think he was in the end zone.
Well, we'll see as the coverage continues. A little delayed on what we're looking at, but meanwhile, here comes the free kick. Blue Devils are electing to put it on the tee, so it's teed up at the 20-yard line to our right. Pablo Rodriguez will kick. Here he is on the approach, the right-footed kick. It's an end-over-ender. It will be returned from the Highlander 44-yard line with a head of steam. Here comes Franco. Franco finds some room, crossing midfield 45, and he's cut down right around the 43-yard line. So great field position after the safety for Doherty. They've got a 2-0 lead with 3:29 to play here in the first quarter.
Tell you, that was an unfortunate turn of events, and I would love to get another look at that.
It's the first time, Bill Thomas, I think we can say all season long, and I know Coach Palazzi might have a different scorecard, but at least up here from broadcast row, it's the first time I would say J.C. Cora looked like a sophomore.
Yeah, he did. He definitely was flustered there, but
youthful mistake.
Unfortunately, the officials didn't help him out there at all either, you know, and cost him 2 points. It was close, but
there are a lot of lines out there, though.
There's the snap and a reverse going back the other way. Vassar puts it in the hands of Nuon. Nuon slips a tackle. Now he turns the left corner of the formation, crossing 40, 35, and cut down across the 30 at the 29-yard line for a Highlander first down. A whisker shy of the Leominster defender blowing it up in the backfield.
And one of the top defenders, too, Connor Marchand, he had him back there 5 yards or more in the backfield, but just couldn't wrap him up around the ankles. And
that's a difficult open field tackle to make. There was a one-on-one matchup there well into the backfield, and you just want to be able to make that tackle for the big loss, but not able to come up with it is Marchand.
Winding down toward 3 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Doherty 2, Leominster nothing. Off of a safety called against J.C. Cora on an intentional grounding call. Here's the shotgun snap for Callery, calls his own number, splits a defender. Flag flies in from about 20 yards downfield from the back judge, and the play right now is cut down around the 24-yard line. They'll sort this out and will meet the Leominster defense.
Zach Daljudas, 81, senior, linebacker.
I'm Zachary Calladay. I'm number 64. I'm a senior, and I play defensive tackle.
Kyle Philbin, number 51, sophomore, defensive end.
Miles Bowers, number 2, junior, linebacker.
Connor Marchand, number 22, senior middle linebacker. Arlie Gillott, number 1, junior, outside linebacker.
Elijah Martinez, number 44, senior, linebacker.
Adam Couch, number 21, senior cornerback.
J.C. Cora, number 6, sophomore safety.
Gabe Elias, number 7, senior cornerback.
Felipe Garcia, number 5, senior safety.
And that is your Leominster defense, brought to you by Schofield Power Equipment. The flag was a hold against the Highlanders. Meanwhile, back to live action on 1st and 15. Back to pass goes Callery. Callery looking down the left side. He finds Tajon Vassar, and Vassar's inside the 10, 5, and he's got end zone. It's a Highlander touchdown. And just like that, it's 8-0 Doherty.
Once again, The receiver working his way behind the defender over there. I think the defender thought the pass was going to be a little short. Not sure who was out there on that corner, but came up a little short in his attempt to knock that pass down and intercept it, and ends up turning into a touchdown.
Gain of 39 on the play, a 39-yard touchdown strike for Callery to Vassar. Conventional point after setting up here. Dimitri Gatenidis, he'll do the kicking. Fortson does the hold, check that. Franco does the hold. Snap ball down, and Gatenidis drives it up and through. Team's coming back up the field, 2:44 to play in the first quarter, where it's Doherty 9 and Leominster nothing. And we keep it right here. Happy to have you joining us on our Leominster TV-led coverage tonight. K-Zone on the radio side, AM 1280, 105.3 FM's got your Red Sox baseball tonight. So we're joining you on the K-Zone's live stream, and that is at WPKZ.net if you want the radio-only call. Otherwise, we've got television calls abound out there. You can find it on Facebook Live, Comcast, Verizon, and more, potentially in space. I don't know, but I know we've got it in a lot of space.
As soon as Todd finds out how to broadcast on Mars, we'll be there too.
I thought we were already there. Deep space.
You know, that may be Leominster's next year week 2 opponent. You know, they've got to fill an open week.
Looking at that touchdown real quick by Vassar, nice down and out and a little comeback with a move, and Couch just bit. And then he turned it up, and he lost his receiver at that point.
And so it goes, and one mistake compounds itself into another, and quickly you find yourself in a 9-0 hole.
Nice little offensive series there, though, after getting that safety and just marching right down the field, overcoming a penalty and not slowing him down a bit.
For Paibo, ball on the tee at the 40-yard line at our left. Sends a squibber straight down the hash marks across the 30, fielded on the ground ball, in control by Couch. Couch brings it forward across the 25, go 30, and he's cut down around the 34-yard line. And that's where Leominster's third drive of the day will begin. First down and 10, their own 34, coming right to left. Starting lineups tonight, as we mentioned, brought to you by Schofield Power Equipment. They sell quality performance, power, lawnmowers, snowblowers, generators, chainsaws, and they service them all too on site at 12 Summer Street in Leominster. Done right the first time, you've got Schofield Power. On the web at SchofieldPower.net.
Best starting field position for the Blue Devils, their own 34.
Back to pass, Cora. He got popped, but he makes the completion out to the right. Incompletion for Arlie Gillot. Gillot's first catch in a number of weeks. He's been targeted a couple of times over the last 2-3 weeks, but not able to reel one in. He's got a catch tonight. It'll go for a gain of 5, second down and 5.
Yeah, and I mentioned Cora took a pop there. He's got to play with his head up because it's a very aggressive Doherty defense, and they like to get after the quarterback, and they're not going to slow down. And when they're in the shotgun, they're going to be teeing off on him.
They're certainly going to sell out hard, and this is an empty set now. Cora in the backfield, 5 receivers out wide. Snap, stands flat-footed, now rolled from the pocket. He'll keep it himself, and he's got first down yardage. Now turns it upfield, across the 45, midfield, and out of bounds just shy of the Highlander 45 at around the 47-yard line.
As a quarterback,
had a chance to get out of bounds.
4 yards prior to that little mess at the end, you step out of bounds.
But he's a sophomore, Kate. He hasn't learned that yet. He needs a couple more sideline pops.
And remember, he's a Wildcat quarterback.
Yeah,
he's used to turning the ball upfield. He's not going to mess around. He's going to turn and duck it, and that's what Coach Palazzi, for self-preservation purposes, have been trying to teach him. Hey, sometimes it is okay. But in that case, got the extra yards, got the first down. It's first down and 10 for the Blue Devils at the Highlander 47, going right to left. Here's that empty set. 5 wide again, 3 to the right of the formation, and 2 wide to the left. Here's the snap. Cora sets, now being flushed, rolls out hard, throws a little shot put upfield. It's complete and out of bounds right around the 45-yard line. It looks like on that catch, Felipe Garcia's going to catch on a gain of 3.
Trying to see the number. It looks like number 3 if you turn around here. Number 5.
Felipe Garcia.
That's Felipe. Good job there. A little shot put pass just to get Cora out of trouble. But Doherty is they're just overpowering the offensive line right now when it comes to pass blocking. And Cora is just on his heels.
And that's one of those things. He has about 2 seconds once that ball is snapped. He needs to either get rid of it or get out of there. And right now, that fight or flight, he's fleeing.
He's not right. He's not really looking downfield because the rush is coming with the ball.
Here's 5 wide again, an empty set backfield with Cora. Snap, he'll roll toward the trips on the left of the formation. Directing avoiding traffic, shoots one out, pass complete for Arlie Galot and out of bounds across the 40 at the 38-yard line. He'll be about a half yard shy of a first, so it'll bring up a third down and extremely short, but all of a sudden you get a completion, you build on another, and all of a sudden Arlie Galot goes from not being able to catch a cold to all of a sudden now moving the ball down the field.
Well, and that's the other thing. We have a young receiving core. As Coach said in his pregame, a lot of people in situations getting playing time that may not have been marquee players. Might take a little bit to get your feet under you. You go from that, oh my God, it's my turn, to okay, the game's slowing down, I've got this.
Standard eye, the snap for Cora. He follows Jack Philbin, the center, and the hole opened up so wide he actually fell over.
He tripped over himself with nobody in his path. But, nice job by Cora there, realizing the situation. But once again, we see what's working. That rollout, that little dink and dunk passing game. And, instead of trying to force it downfield, we've seen that they have hit on something that they can move the ball with. They just need to build on that. They've shown they can move the ball.
Inside a minute to play here in quarter number 1. Doherty's lead is 9-0. Swept back eye, you got Marchand, the down fullback. Couch dots the eye, and a receiver on either side. Felipe Garcia short to the left. Under center, Cora. 2 fakes, straight over the middle. He's got some time. He'll now roll to his right. Here comes the pursuit. Now he's going the wrong way, but he's out of bounds. He threw. Did he get it past the line of scrimmage?
I don't know.
The wing official says incomplete over on that side of the field.
He got a break. He got a break there. Because did you see Coach Palazzi right away look at the line of scrimmage when the ball landed?
Yeah, I think it made
it. He's like, come on. It might have landed, but I think it landed out of bounds behind the stick. But, hey, nice to see him get the benefit of the doubt.
The line goes infinity in either direction. Here's a timeout taken on the field. Leominster will take a full timeout.
And what do you think the coach is going to say? Come on, JC, be a little more careful with that.
25 seconds to play here in the first quarter. You take the full timeout, talk to the whole team. 9-0 Doherty's lead. And, of course, the first Friday in October for either school's games here. And you start seeing pink drift into the outfit. So for the Highlanders, they've got the Color Rush maroon tops and bottoms, white front and back with the numerals, the classic gold Doherty Highlander helmets with the white grills, and a smattering of pink thrown in among the outfits tonight. Then over on the far side for the Blue Devils, the road white tops, royal blue bottoms, trimmed in white and royal blue, the classic white helmet with the single royal blue stripe up the middle, and a smattering of pink. JC Cora's got the pink spats down on the shoes. We got pink socks out there. I see a pink undershirt on Felipe Garcia. So you'll see that, of course, as, of course, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And we'll have our broadcast next Friday night. Watch Houston and Leominster back at Doyle Field. First home game. And we here at Leominster TV and the K-Zone will do our part to raise awareness for breast cancer. We'll rock our pink next week. We ask you to do that too. Splash a little pink in your outfit with that royal blue.
Pink the park pink.
Of sorts, yes.
A lot of peas in
with a smattering of royal blue. Out of the
nice
timeout.
alliteration, Billy.
Second down, 10 to go. Ball at the 35-yard line left hash. Shotgun for Cora. 5 receivers in the formation. He's all by himself. Here comes Couch in motion. They fake the handoff, and keep it himself does Cora. Cora finds some room. Cross the 30 and angled cut down just shy of the 25 at the 26-yard line in the neighborhood of another Leominster first down. And Kate, this is your favorite. This is a little RPO action.
I do love this. The defense bit hard on that first fake, on that draw, and Cora has beautiful hole right up that A-gap and goes flying up downfield, puts his head down, and just looks vertical. I love that, love that, love that.
Well, we talked about the RPO, run-pass option, play action, but you got to be able to run the ball to make that effective, work effectively. And the coach talked about it on Coach's Corner last week with his blackboard diagram and the RPO option and how to deal with that and make it successful.
And the signal from the officials down on the field, Bill Goslin's holding the ball up in his left hand to indicate that is the end of the first quarter. At the end of the first quarter, the score, Doherty 9 and Leominster nothing. He got a little frustrated with the clock operator. Did the official down on the field, but
wind it.
It seemed like they wanted to keep the clock moving nonetheless. So the indication, that is the end of quarter number 1. Teams will change ends, and we stay right with you here on Leominster TV.
Billy, I don't think we're getting our breaks
as
tonight.
well.
We're not getting any break.
there's
Todd
none.
says you work and you work the
We
whole
keep
time.
working.
That's how it goes. Somebody
it's a good
see
thing we
the
enjoy-
Hall of Fame announcement that I have? I went down to do an interview.
had it over
and
here.
It was over here somewhere.
Let's look under
the
the book.
Leominster High School Athletic Hall of Fame, led by a collection of fantastic folks.
I haven't touched it.
They are having their banquet. It's coming up. Oh, right there.
There
I
it
saw
is.
it, Bill
Did it go
Thomas.
by?
You made a little move there.
There
we
it
go.
is. I thought it might have been in the reach.
Have their next induction banquet coming up next Saturday night. It is a cocktail hour at 5, dinner at 6, and the induction ceremony at 7 at the Leominster Lodge of Elks. That's Saturday night, October the 13th. The Leominster Athletic Hall of Fame will induct their 2018 class. Folks to include Richard Como, Robert Steluto, Peter Van Dyke, Jeffrey Barry, Tracy Towell, Lauren Hatfield, Alex Walsh, Richard Robichaud, Lindsay Delakiai, Colleen Bedard, Pauline Ciccone, Richard Johnson, and coaches Frank Stefanidis and contributor Don Franciosi. Also tennis coach Don Franciosi as well at one point in time. So they will all be inducted along with some teams as well. The 1978-79 hockey team and the 1975 track team all will be inducted as we go back to live action.
That was an attempted pass to Arlie Gillot, but J.C. Cora gets popped. There's going to be a roughing the passer called right here by Bill Goslin.
And slow to get up.
It was also a completed pass. Yes.
I just saw the pop in the backfield.
And Bill Goslin signals the personal foul, roughing the passer against the Highlanders. They'll penalize 15 at the end of the play, and regardless, it will be a first down. As the teams change ends, Leominster goes left to right here in quarter number 2. And after the enforcement of the penalty, the ball will be marked all the way up at the Highlander 10.5-yard line at left hash as Leominster continues from left to right.
That became, we're on the 21, so I half the distance to the goal on that penalty, but puts them just outside the 10-yard line. They can make a first down.
And so here we go on first down and 10 to go. They can get a first down at the 1 or 6 at the goal line. Here's the snap and the handoff. Went straight forward, looked like Connor Marchand into the pile, and Marchand was swarmed quickly and then went down. Perhaps a short loss on the play.
Tough sledding right here. We know Doherty's got a strong front four, and it's going to be tough punching it in here. I think a little play action maybe, or a draw play. You got to hold those linemen. You got to give your offensive linemen a chance to create a hole.
Last note, by the way, on the Hall of Fame induction, I need to slip in there. You can contact Frank Stefanidis and or Rich Barnaby for tickets, and you email Richard Barnaby, at leominsterschools.org for tickets. 5 wide in this formation, second down and 10. Here's the snap. Back to pass, Cora. Rolling out, throws back toward the line. Flag is out from the back judge. Connor Marchand is enthused, and they say the defender got there. Charlie Payson, the linebacker, in pass coverage, got there just a little early. It'll be a pass interference call. Another half the distance and a first down.
Linebacker climbing all over Marchand's back there, and a good call by the wing official. Sets the Blue Devils up with a first down. Going to see if it's
conversation here is the official. Yeah, they're trying to figure out the enforcement.
Time to do the calculus.
Half the distance to the goal here, maybe.
Here comes the back judge in for a conversation.
See what we get out of this. Give him an extra 5.
Conversations being discussed. They send the Leominster team back into their huddle.
We're not ready yet.
Clock stopped on the enforcement. It's a pass interference signaled against the Highlanders. It's an automatic first down, and
we're just going to put the ball down.
It's a spot foul.
They put the ball at the 11-yard line.
Yeah.
Right where it was.
Right about where the penalty occurred, essentially, once they get through the enforcement. 9:58 to play, quarter number 2. It's Doherty 9, Leominster nothing. Leominster threatening for the first time tonight.
How do you not? I mean, I understand it's an incomplete pass, and you get the first down,
yes.
But you don't get any yardage?
It's a spot foul. If it was downfield, that's where you get the yardage. It's not a holding.
Hang on a second.
So we'll see if
now
they
are waving the flag off.
Oh, no.
Bill Goslin just came up last second, and he waved the flag over his head and said, no, there is no flag on that play. And Coach Palazzi is incensed. He's standing at the 20-yard line and quite literally chewing on the wing official over on the far side. No doubt about it, looking at the replay, LTV's got a good look at it. All over the back of Connor Marchand, well before the pass reached his hands. And the officials have wiped it out. And Coach Palazzi now gets the signal. I've heard all I'm prepared to hear, and so he will back off to his 25-yard line. So strike all that delay and everything we've been waiting on and everything else, and now Coach Sean Mulcahy of the Highlanders says, let's take a timeout and talk things over. Complete confusion down on the field. This has been going on week in and week out. It does not matter the officiating crew that's been out there. This has been going on every single week.
You know,
it's unbelievable.
With we've seen the veteran officiating crew
Absolutely.
that we have
It's a great crew out there tonight.
And it's just, so I guess sometimes you're having a bad week, but it seems to be symptomatic of the Blue Devils games. There's always something controversial that
they never question the sideline warning, or when they hit them for the sideline penalty. Meanwhile, pass interference, all that conversation about all of that, yeah, strike it. None of that matters. Pretend it never happened. It's mind-blowing to me that we've delayed this game now, going on 5 or 6 actual real minutes.
Yeah, and I don't know how they, what they saw. I mean, the official closest to the play there saw the defender climbing up Marchand's back, threw the flag, overruled. Somebody from the other side of the field, I guess, saw something differently.
So here we go, out of the Highlander timeout. Believe it or not, it appears to be, down on the field it says 3rd down, scoreboard says 2nd. It's some down short of 4th.
I've got 3rd and 10.
Kate's got 3rd down and 10 to go. Pistol formation this time for Cora. And now Coach Palazzi's going to take a timeout. All this caused by a flag that either never should have been thrown, or if it was thrown, should have been enforced. I mean, completely has ruined the game's flow.
Destroyed the flow of the game there. I mean, pro or con, let's just play the game, but get it right, get it over with, and let's move on.
I think both coaches are frustrated. I feel like both those timeouts were frustration timeouts.
Yeah.
They're both looking upset.
Coach Mulcahy is not happy either.
No, and understandably. I mean, they're here for a football game, you know, and I know officials, the last thing they want to do is be noticed. But this kind of a delay, now going on about 7 minutes, guess what? It's noticeable. 3rd down and 10 to go. Pistol snap. Cora calls his own number, straight up the middle across the 10, cut down around the 7-yard line. So it'll go for a gain of about 4. It'll bring up a 4th down and about 6 to go, we think.
Is this Pablo time?
It could be.
Pablo time.
Right about the center of
Pablo.
the field.
Been waiting for this.
Little chip shot opportunity. That does look like Pablo Rodriguez.
I believe it is. They go with their
Elias to hold.
You notice they use a different center too. Vashawn Dixon snaps on the field goals and extra points.
The long snapper, that would be.
Well, he doesn't have a lot of size, but the center's protected on these special teams play, so he's just got to get the ball back.
And now Coach Palazzi has to take a timeout, and now he wants to talk to Bill Goslin and the wing official, and so the conversation ensues. I feel like you know, October, my favorite month. Watch the movie Clue, you know, the scene, you know, 1 + 2 + 1 + 1. I feel like we're still trying to calculate something.
It looked like the coach actually, you sure it's 4th down? Because Bill Goslin immediately held the fist up to indicate it's 4th down.
You're sure? I'm going to kick now. Yeah. Are you sure it's 4th down? Elias will hold. Rodriguez will kick. Ball down, kick up, kick true. Whoa. Team's coming back up the field. 9:13 to play in the first quarter, and the Blue Devils, in the second quarter, and the Blue Devils are on the board. It's Doherty 9 and Leominster 3, and a drive that was moving down the field and progressing quite nicely, all of a sudden ran into the molasses of flags, and then from there, it led to 3 points. So Leominster down 6, 9:13 to play here in the second quarter.
I feel like Leominster won that little battle right there, contrary to the way the flow of the game was going.
Indeed.
But it's nice to see him put some points on the board.
But if you take a look at this, part of the problem that we're also seeing is just, you know, kind of like from a PR standpoint for all of the officials, they're still having conversations. Right. There's still confusion.
What did we do and what did we call?
And
did we get it right? You know, you wonder.
And you want to inspire confidence, and of course you want to make sure that from a game administration standpoint,
there are 5 people trying to make that decision,
and that's problematic. You know, that's a problem.
But I want all those eyeballs out there. So.
On the positive side,
I'd like 2 more at the rate we're going.
Great to see Pablo Rodriguez bang his first field goal through. We knew he was going to get that opportunity.
He's been
I think 6 for 6 on PAT, so we knew he was going to do it. Just a matter of time.
Boy.
And here's Rodriguez with a little pooch. Fair catch signaled and made on the play. Dan Sheeran was the up man standing around the 38-yard line. They were not going to kick downfield and give the Highlanders a chance to return with either Forsen or Vassar. So they pooch kick it to about the 38-yard line, and that's where the Highlanders will have the ball. 1st and 10, their own 38 is the official mark at left hash.
22-yard kickoff.
Almost looked like he was trying to get it down in that little no man's land around the 30. Takes some work to be able to drop kick that
How about a hard-working player spotlight? It's brought to you by Workers Credit Union, home of the $3 million Give Back program. The more you bank, the more you get back. You can check them out on the web at WCU.com. Workers Credit Union, doing what's right for you. Kate and Billy will have their hard-working player spotlight coming up after this first down play. 1st down and 10 to go. They're on 38 at left hash. Out of a gun, Calorie with 2 backs. The snap, give it this time to Vassar, who was the right back, crosses the 35-yard line and gets taken down for a loss of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 12. Our hard-working player spotlight's brought to you by Workers Credit Union.
I'm going to have to go with the gentleman that just had the ball, Vassar, who's the only one with a touchdown so far tonight.
I'm going to give some credit to J.C. Corey. You know, he's had his troubles back there. I still don't think that was a safety, but showed some sophomore jitters. But he's still slinging the ball, and he did move the Blue Devils down position to get some points there. So I'm going to give a little props to J.C. Corey just for maintaining his composure.
Still playing both ways.
Exactly.
Indeed. Shotgun empty set for Calorie. 5 receivers out in the formation. 3 are open to the right. Here's the snap. Calorie. Got 2 guys blitzing him from the backside. Throws, and it is short, incomplete. The intended receiver downfield was Jaden Baxter. Nice job on the backside pursuit. Kyle Philbin was in there, and I believe Calladay was the other big boy.
Yeah, it looked like J.C. Corey there sneaking up from an outside linebacker position. It was one of those blitzes. You know he'd like to get a little taste of that opposing quarterback on one of those blitzes.
Just a little bit?
Absolutely.
It'll bring up a 3rd down and 11 to go. Ball around the 37-yard line of the Highlanders at left hash as Hallery comes into the huddle.
This is one of the things I've been really pleased with the Blue Devils defense. They've been putting other teams in situations where they're in 3rd and long quite a bit.
Indeed.
Doing a really nice job. Now I just want to see him contain it. Just stuff them.
And now Coach Mulcahy, along with their assistant coach, Terry Wallace, they've asked for a timeout on the field. And so they will take a timeout and they'll resend in this offensive play just long enough to stop the clock and reset. 8:21 to play here in quarter number 2. Doherty 9, Leominster 3. For all intent and purposes, could be a high-scoring baseball game. Hasn't felt much like a football game, but nonetheless, it's been a fast-moving first quarter as we are just about 45 minutes since kickoff here, maybe a little more, 55 minutes since kickoff. My goodness, fast-moving football game. Here's the snap. Calorie, back to pass, a little bit of pressure backside. Throws over the middle of the field. Pass is incomplete. John Forsen was the intended receiver in space right around the 50-yard line. He took a little pop, but it wasn't violent as the defender pulled back off the play, Kate.
Tell you that the coaches in the box next to us were not very happy with that one. There's been some stomping going on next to me.
But the outcome's good for the Blue Devils because the Doherty Highlanders are about to punt the ball away
sometimes.
Blue Devils will be getting the ball back.
They need to count to 10 and try again.
Indeed, and it brings up 4th down. Here's a 4th down and 11, and now there's a flag out on the play. It came from the umpire. He was backing off the play, and I think the long snapper, Bob Early, may have snapped the ball a little early.
Bob's not happy.
He bobbed with the ball.
Bob is pleading his case, and
anybody that will listen.
Anybody in a zebra.
Yep.
Bob Early was early.
Procedure called against the Highlanders, and it is against the center, so it was a snap violation.
Everybody but the center.
I mean, what this is going to do is this is going to set the Blue Devils up.
But the center.
Set the Blue Devils up with nice field position here. Any kind of run back by Couch, and we'll have to see how this plays out.
Chris Schoen stands at his own 20 to punt. Good snap. Nice punt. Downfield. It will hop right around the 36-yard line, take a Leominster bounce, and be down there. John Forsen was the gunner to mark it down right around the Blue Devil 39-yard line. So Leominster will have the football. 1st down and 10. Their own 39 coming left to right with 8:07 to play here in the second quarter. Doherty 9 and Leominster 3. Leominster High School football on the K-Zone is brought to you by Hometown Bank. They don't answer to Wall Street. They answer to you. Colonial Ford of Marlboro. Yes, you can have it all at Colonial. Allstate Insurance Agent Patty Pritchard. With Patty Pritchard and Allstate, you're in good hands. And ROI Office Furniture and Systems. Quality, value, and service without exception.
Leominster's best starting field position here in the first half, starting at their own 39.
Their own 39 indeed. Kate, two backs behind Cora under center. The snap gave it to the first man through. It was the fullback Marchand. And Marchand crawling military style underneath the barbed wire across the 40 for a gain of about 3. It'll be second down and 7.
Got a little stinger in that left hand. I think he got stepped on a little bit. But he's a tough person. He will certainly tough that out. You won't see him coming out of this game short of the backboard, I would assume.
Indeed. Here comes second
He's
down and
tough,
7 to
tough
go.
Cookie.
Ball needs to go to the 49-yard line of the Blue Devils for a first down. Two backs offset to the right. Under center goes Corner, receiver to either side of the formation, the snap. He'll go with a little sweep pitch for Couch. Couch throws a little move, turning the corner across the 41, and he gets knocked out of bounds right around the 42-yard line. No gain on the play, maybe a short loss. It'll bring up a third down, third and about 7 to go.
Every time you see a defender go low like that, my knees just buckle, and I just go, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
But that's good tackling.
I know, I have no problem with it. My knees cry for them. That is all I'm saying. So hard to get that outside edge too when you're trying to turn upfield out there and you have that, that tough pursuit. Linebackers for Doherty, fast.
Yeah, indeed they are.
And showing their speed on covering that corner.
That containment.
Exactly.
Third and 7, Core out of a gun. The snap, he got a little block from Couch and somehow stepped between two defenders, runs over to the sideline and throws the ball to the trainer.
He made sure he got to pass the line of scrimmage that time, though.
Wasn't going to question that. We're not going to make that mistake 3 times in the same game.
But it is going to bring up a fourth down. Unfortunately, Blue Devils unable to move the ball there and didn't chew up much clock, only a couple of minutes.
Yes, indeed. 6.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Doherty 9, Leominster 3, and Leominster will be forced to punt from their own 41-yard line. Marchand will stand back at his own 29 to receive the snap. On fourth down and about 7.
Get a little cleaner punt off this time.
Good snap. A little rugby rollout there, and Marchand hooks the line drive back across the middle of the field.
Nice tackle.
Gave the gunner some time to get downfield, and a beautiful form tackle there. Anthony Larson was there on the play, and it looked like the gunner downfield. There was another one there, and it looks like three. Bill Thomas,
yeah,
I believe.
Catch his number.
It was Fernando Aguilar.
Yep, nice
Sorry,
job.
I jumped on that. I apologize.
Okay, got a little enthusiastic.
Little Scott Zolak coming out of me tonight.
But I like the punt technique. Let's get it low, let's get some roll, and get it out there quick. Good job by Marshall.
Billy, did you know that Todd shows me has me listen to highlights of Zolak, so he goes, this is what you're not going to do.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
You need to send me some of those.
And interception.
Nice
Back to pass Calorie, and he threw it right to the linebacker, Del Judas. And Del Judas is angling across the field. Del Judas in a race to the pylon, and yes, another Zolak moment. He's in the end zone. It's a Blue Devil touchdown. All over that play. What a mess.
Let's all of us describe that play as he leads in the end zone. Great job there, though.
It is a touchdown, a pick 6 for Zach Del Judas, and we're knotted at 9 with 6:12 to play here in the first half.
And that's what you need from your defense. Get a little bit of a spark. Pick 6 on that beautiful replay on LTV, all the way from the 32-yard line.
Well, that's something that the coach talked about, a defensive touchdown, not just turnovers. They need to make something happen defensively the last couple of games, and that's one way to do it there.
Elias will hold. Rodriguez does the kicking. Good snap, ball down. Rodriguez, a low line drive hooked inside the upright. Team's coming back up the field. 6:12 to play here in the first half. With the score, Leominster 10 and Doherty 9. All of a sudden, a very different football game. Want to thank the great staff of Leominster TV working with us tonight and leading this coverage. Our award-winning executive producer is Bradley Bedard, on camera here at Commerce Bank Field at Foley Stadium, bringing you the beautiful pictures tonight. Back
likes
into
on the Facebook
city
Live.
of Leominster. I love it.
People are liking.
The likes coming. I love the interactive part of this broadcast now. Also want to thank Chris George and Keith DePerry. They're back at Master Control at Leominster TV running replay as well as running the great graphics that you are seeing here as well. So a fantastic night we are seeing. Also want to thank the great sponsors, underwriters of Leominster TV's coverage, the El Camino Restaurant, Troy Hebert Construction, MP Crowley Company Incorporated, Dream Kitchens and Baths, and United Solutions. Thank you for supporting LTV Action Sports and making this great programming possible.
Looking at that replay by Zach, and great job trailing that play and slightly underthrown ball.
That ball was touched on the kickoff. It's a scramble, a rugby scrum. Two defenders go flying over the top of the return man, Tony Nuon, and Nuon does manage to corral it and down the football right around his own 8-yard line. Speaking of a mess, that looked like the previous play sounded. My goodness.
And I'm telling you, I can't decide whether to watch a replay of the touchdown or watch what's going on the field. I need 8 eyes here, and but Blue Devils have come alive here, and I feel a momentum shift as the second quarter is winding down. But we'll have to see if the Blue Devils can parlay this into a stop and maybe another score here. How big is that extra point, though? Just to not to be chasing points and to be up 1 at this point. Huge extra point there by Pablo.
Especially the way the game started, able to settle this down, and Pablo has accounted for 4 points here in the first half. On the snap and the give for Tejan Vassar. Vassar was the right back, comes straight through the middle of the field, crossed the 15 and cut down right around the 20. It'll go for a gain of about 7, 2nd and 3.
We'll have to see. Once again, I think, it's early in the game to say big drives, but good time to stop Doherty here and kind of seize that momentum, especially going into halftime, maybe even putting up another score, but you got to stop Doherty.
Shotgun snap and the give this time. Finds some room straight over the middle with a little bit of room up the field. New number on the touch. Finbar Courtney on the carry.
New number on the touch, but let me see if I got any stats on Courtney. Not a lot. A new number touching the ball. And
senior 5'11", 175.
Fresh
moving
legs.
quickly. Here come the Highlanders. Out of the gun again. Counter motion in both directions.
That'll be a false start.
And a timeout. Blue Devils got a 30-second timeout in before the snap to break up that momentum. So it'll be a first down for the Highlanders.
That's their last timeout then.
Yeah, unfortunately, they don't change the timeouts up. I'm trying to see where the timeouts are kept on the board.
It's because all of the boards for high school only have 3 timeouts. So if it doesn't go all the way to 5, and that's how many timeouts you have in a half for high school. So they start them at 3 timeouts, even though they really have 5 timeouts, and then they start moving their way down.
Yes. Something like that sounds good. I think it's the 2 little 3s to either side on the bottom row.
But they haven't moved.
Yes.
That's what I was wondering.
They don't often.
I'm like, why do I never see the timeout number move? Nobody bothers with it.
5:25 to play here in the first half. It's Leominster 10 and Doherty 9. Happy to have you along with us on Leominster TV tonight and in simulcast with our partners at the K-Zone as well, as we are high above Commerce Bank Field at Foley Stadium tonight. Todd Robbins alongside Kate Robbins and Bill Thomas. Happy to have you with us as here come the Blue Devils. Out of the timeout, it will be a first down play for the Highlanders. First down and 10 to go. Their own 30 at left hash, coming from right to left.
Let's give Coach credit for a good timeout there. Try to slow that momentum down at Doherty.
Shotgun with 2 backs. Back to pass. Here's Callery. Callery uncorks. Looking down the left side of the field. The receiver had beat the defender. It was Forson who had beat downfield. It looked like 18 on the play for the Blue Devils.
10.
We don't have one of those.
Connor Nunez.
Oh, Connor Nunez.
Guyovin Nunez.
Oh, yes.
Connor. I'm combining 2 names here.
Giovanni Nunez. Had been beat downfield.
Let's just call him Giro.
Indeed. John Forson was the intended receiver. Missed it long and incomplete. 5:19 to play here. In the first half, Callery sends his team out. 2nd down and 10 to go. Their own 30 at left hash. It's a shotgun set. In the backfield with him is Callery. Good snap. Flag is out on the play. Could be a free play. Callery will tuck, turn the corner at the right side, and yes, hit and taken down on the play. It was Marchand. Conversation from the wing official over on the Leominster sideline now to Bill Goslin. It's a procedure call signaled against the Highlanders. Can't believe they let the play go on that one.
Yeah, I know it, huh?
But they do indeed let it go. They'll penalize 5 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Good job in the tackle. Zach Calladay, along with Marchand, a little high-low action, losing a yard on that play. Well, apparently it was a live play because they took the play. It wasn't a dead ball. You wonder why they let the play go, but it was a loss of 1 for Doherty, so we'll take it. 3rd down, and 11 to go. Ball back across the 30 at the 29-yard line at right hash. Shotgun set for Callery. In the backfield with him is Courtney. Low snap fielded by Callery. Got some time. Happy feet. Now sets him. Throws one. Little oblong, but the pass is complete for Tejan Vassar. Slams on the brakes. He moves downfield, missing 1 defender. Slipped another. Still slipping and sliding across the 30 and out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Tejan Vassar
Vassar with a great catch in open field and then began the square dance. Little left, little right, and back and forth he went to create some room, and it's a gain of 50 on the play. Calorie to Tajon Vassar.
He definitely got some moves, and I'm going to have to go back and look at the replay here because I did not see how he got open, but somehow he got 10 yards behind the defender there. And let's give Calorie credit there. He's picking up these wide receivers that are beating the defenders. He's taking his time. That pass just a little too long.
Defense, it seemed like Bill Thomas bit hard straight up the middle of the field.
Getting bit on the play actions and the little stop and goes by the receivers.
On 1st and 10 from the Leominster 25, the snap and the give this time. Straight over the middle of the pack. It was Dan Sheeran on the carry. Sheeran moves the ball to about the 20-yard line, goes for a gain of 5. 2nd down and 5.
Once again, a new number of running back, and not some of the statistical gainers here that I've tried to do some homework on, but Doherty just keeps running these running backs out at you, and you can see why they're so successful. If they can rotate 4, 5, 6 guys, keep fresh legs back there, and it only helps the regulars.
Calorie gets the play from Coach Wallace and Mulcahy on the sideline, and into the huddle they go. 3:45 and counting to play here in the second quarter. 10-9 Leominster's lead and a timeout taken on the field. The Highlanders want to talk this one over some more.
They're the only ones with them.
Indeed, they are. Leominster High School football on the K-Zone is brought to you by Fidelity Bank, helping you get where you want to be with heart. Colonial Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram of Hudson. See the difference, selection, service, and price make. Sean Patrick's Restaurant and Catering, the home of creativity, diversity, and flavor.
Coach Palazzi is a little animated.
Yeah, trying to get somebody's attention. They're pointing something out that he's not happy with, whatever explanation he's getting.
Well, you know.
And trying, I think, to converse, and this is the wing official from the Highlander sideline, has walked all the way across the field to talk to Coach Palazzi, and he wants to continue that conversation, I'm assuming from a previous play, and he's not too happy with whatever the explanation was that he got, but Coach Palazzi, discretion's the greater part of valor. He'll take his headset and walk back to the sideline.
Point made.
Indeed. Coming up at the half, we continue with our live coverage here on Leominster TV, both on Verizon, Comcast, and Facebook Live. We'll also join you on the Facebook Live page as well as we keep this coverage coming. And we'll go to the K-Zone Facebook Live page up here on Broadcast Row for halftime. Coming up here in just a little while. Calorie on 2nd down and 5, calls his own number straight up the middle of the field. Took one hit, slipped the defender across the 15, and cut down inside the 10 at about the 9. It'll be a 1st and goal for the Highlanders, and Calorie with the gutsy running.
Well, strange offensive formation. They had a 2-stack wide on each side, and it really opened up the middle there when you got to spread your defenders out, and Calorie took full advantage of that up the middle.
And Calorie slow back into the huddle here. Clock is off, 3:41 to play here in the second quarter. 9 is Doherty's score, 10 for Leominster. Doherty chasing 1, and now a timeout.
How many times? Way too many timeouts.
Doherty still has 3.
And Doherty has just started expending their number. So at that timeout, 3:37 to play here in the second quarter. Leominster 10 and Doherty 9. The Highlanders looking to punch one in here before the half. They could potentially make it a 2-for-1 special. They score here going into halftime. They also get the ball on the other side of the half.
Yeah, big set of downs right here. Doherty is inside the 10. They cannot make a 1st down from the position that they're in. And once the field gets small, it gets a little tougher down there. We'll have to see if the Blue Devils defense can stiffen up.
Lindsay Delichii watching on LTV's Facebook Live coverage. Congratulations to Lindsay Delichii on her Hall of Fame induction upcoming.
Indeed. Back to pass comes Calorie. Looks out to his left and throws. Pass is complete for Vassar. Across the 10 and cut down just shy of the 5. Looks like about the 5.5-yard line for Vassar. It'll be a 2nd down and goal to go with about 5.5 to go.
And I'm trying to see the number out there. Did I see a 88 on the field? Anthony Larson out there protecting the edge. A nice ankle tackle by Anthony.
Looks like he's filling in potentially for Couch there, giving Couch a break. Shotgun set with 2 backs. The snap, give it to Vassar this time. And Vassar finds some room. And a loose football. Lemonster's got the ball going the other way. Left to right comes the return with some room. And into the open field. Down the left sideline. It's Adam Couch. Couch down the left side. All the way to the house.
No flags.
No flags are out on the field. It's 6 points and a Leominster touchdown.
Wow, I thought they might end up with a block in the back there at midfield, real close, but the officials kept their flags in their pocket, and what a turnaround here just before halftime.
The thrill of victory for the Leominster touchdown all the way to the right, the agony of defeat back to the left in the face of Tajon Vassar, who is very upset. He got his pocket picked. It's a 98-yard fumble return for touchdown for the Blue Devils.
Waiting to get a look here at LTV's replay. Still,
they're
still
playing
running through the timeout.
They're playing it right now.
So Couch was over on the kind of the middle part of the formation, may have been back at safety or in a linebacker spot, and when that got stripped, he picked it up in the middle of the field, angled it to the left sideline, and down and in he went. Elias gets the ball down, Rodriguez gets it up and through. Teams coming back up the field. 2:51 to play in the second quarter with the score. Leominster 17 and Doherty 9. Leominster leads by 8, Kate.
Now, this is a situation where I start to get a little bit nervous. Leominster, the 0-4 team coming into this game. I implore them 4 full quarters of your foot on the gas pedal. You can't afford to have 2 quarters. You can't afford to have 3 quarters. I need an entire football game because this positive momentum needs to continue. We cannot come up short if they want to be able to turn this season around.
Well, I will say the coach said he wanted to win the first quarter. I'm not sure about that, but he's definitely won the second quarter up to this point in the game. It's nice to see some success here going into halftime.
17-9. Leominster's lead. The ball, by the way, just making its way up the field. Leominster's players on the field rallying their cheering section here tonight. Small but mighty down to our left and well below us here at press level tonight.
I wish people would call me that.
They are on fire.
Small but mighty.
Indeed. A force to be reckoned with, Kate.
That doesn't match my description.
Ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our left. Rodriguez is on the approach and the kick. End over end. It will be returned from about the 18-yard line. Here comes the fake by Nuan. Nuan's going to keep it himself, coming to the left side. He'll cross the 20. He'll be stood up there at about the 25-yard line and cut down there right around the 24. And so it'll be a first down and 10 to go for the Highlanders. Their own 24. 2:42 to play here in the second quarter, and they've got to be feeling a little bit of frustration. They drove that ball all the way downfield, got to the doorstep, got a pocket picked, and it's gone south quickly for them as they now trail by 8. Meanwhile, Felipe Garcia is down on the field at the end of that return, right in the area of the tackle. Trainers are out on the field to check out what is going on with Garcia. They'll pop him up.
Walking off.
Yes, indeed.
A little limp on the right side. Wonder, maybe a cramp. Hopefully he'll bounce back.
Cool night. We know it's under 60. It was 55 at our last check, and certainly have been feeling that chill through the press box window, but comfortable.
I closed my window. Not gonna lie. That mighty thing.
Yes.
Oh my. Huge update from Fitchburg. I don't know what the score is, but they just kicked off. It bounced off of a Marlboro player. Fitchburg recovers the ball deep in Marlboro territory. I don't know what the score is yet, but watching the stream on Facebook from FATV as well.
Yes, from our friends over at FATV with this Facebook Live
Fitchburg's
coverage
excited.
as well. Tajon Vassar with the first down carry. He takes it laterally, gets it back to about the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it'll go for second down and 10. 2:20 to play here in the first half. 17-9. Leominster's lead is 8. And it has been ugly at different points throughout the night, but they have settled down. They have battled back, and they put themselves in position where they lead the football game.
Let's give the defense a lot of credit holding that high-powered rushing offense of Doherty in check at this point.
A shotgun for Callery. Callery getting flushed out. Callery will elude Conlon. He'll launch downfield. He finds Vassar. Finds Vassar's back pocket. Slips 2 defenders. Now a foot race to the end zone. Vassar out in front of 2 Blue Devils, and he'll take it in. 76 yards for Callery to Vassar to pay dirt.
Vassar continues to lose his defender, but let's give Callery a lot of credit for keeping that play alive.
1:49 to play in the second quarter. 17-15. Leominster's lead is 2. The question becomes, do they go for 2 at this point, the Highlanders, or just at this point kick the extra point and sort out that odd number sometime in the second half?
I have a feeling that, I don't know if Coach McKay's going to start chasing points right here.
But Callery is still on the field. Coach Wallace, the offensive coordinator, is out there. He sent in a play, and here we go. The Highlanders are going to go for 2.
I think this could play into the Blue Devils' favor. See if we can keep them out of the extra 2 zone here.
Offset pistol formation here.
Another timeout.
And yeah, there is a timeout.
That's a given.
They wanted to see.
Blue Devils.
Leominster still had a timeout
Where'd
left.
that come from? Maybe that's what Coach Palazzi was questioning earlier, if he still had a timeout.
Coach Wallace gets John Forson, the receiver, and he's going to send another play into the huddle. Meanwhile, linebacker Connor Marchand talks to Coach Palazzi, and a lot of head coaches and former head coaches out there with the possibilities obviously being endless. The chess match continues here on this 2-point conversion attempt. Marchand's like, the timeout isn't even over yet.
Right, he's not even out there.
Here he comes back into the formation.
Barely had time to get set.
Snap, they fake the give. Callery keeps it himself all the way to the end zone. 2-point conversion is good.
That was confusing.
Yeah, the whole thing seemed to be, timing was off substantially. Team's coming back up the field, though. 1:49 to play in the second quarter. We've got a shootout in Worcester tonight. It's Leominster 17 and Doherty 17, and we're happy to have you with us on Leominster TV.
Well, I was hoping that the Blue Devils could hold that momentum, but we're going to have to see how this is going to affect them here. It's still 2 minutes left, close to 2 minutes in the first half, and last thing you want to do is, at any point here in the first half, let Doherty get the ball back.
Update from Fitchburg, second quarter action there. Remember, this game you are watching started at about 6:30, so that game started about a half an hour later. But the update there right now, it is Fitchburg 7 and Marlborough nothing, if I read that correctly. Fitchburg 7, Marlborough nothing. Put that one on upset alert potential tonight.
Once again, watching the replay, great job by Vasa, just getting free and realizing his quarterback's in trouble, getting behind the defenders. But let's give Callery a lot of credit there. He kept the play alive and found his receiver downfield, turned into 6.
So we're knotted at 17. Leominster can touch the football here with 1:49 to play. They'd like to strike for some points as they're giving up the ball to start the second half. Here comes Pybo on the approach. Ground ball through one of the upmen. Still loose on the field, and Leominster has to dive on it right around their own 29-yard line. So they'll have the long field here, but they do possess the football. Looked like 25 was the man that got to the bottom of the pile. Larry Naujum got to the bottom of the pile. The sophomore, 5'5", 185. Bill Thomas scrambles his way to the bottom of the pile to get the football.
Oh, that's what you got special teams for, to get those kids out there and give them some experience. And good job there. Be interesting what Coach Palazzi does here. I don't believe he has any timeouts.
At least we didn't think so.
Not a time to get greedy, but we'll have to see if he keeps the ball on the ground. Maybe come up with a little trickeration.
This first down play might have a lot to do with it. Out of an eye, here's the snap. Give it to Marchand. And the ball was taken away from him. Defense going back the other way into the end zone. It's a touchdown. It's a touchdown for Chris Yeboah. Yeboah stood up Marchand in the pile, somehow came away with the ball, and Chris Yeboah runs it in. And what a turn of events. 1:35 to play here in the second quarter. Wow. It's Doherty 23 and Leominster 17. Defense has been the name of the game in the first half.
You know, and Chris Yeboah is one of those linemen there that I talked about, linemen or linebackers, had 35 tackles, 8 sacks, and he just showed his proudness right there. Just pulled the ball right out of Marchand's hands. I don't think the ball hit the ground. Stood him up, pulled the ball out, and got 6.
Wow.
Big man with a touchdown.
Dimitri Gaitanidis will kick the extra point here. More of a straight-on kicker. Very classic style here. Doesn't have that soccer-style curve. Straight-on approach. Kick is up. Hey, that looks pretty good. Team's coming back up the field. 1:35 to play here in the first half. Doherty has exploded up to 24 now. Leominster 17. Moments ago, Leominster had an 8-point lead, and all of a sudden now, they're on the wrong side of this, down 24-17.
Quick 15 points there by Doherty, and what looked like some momentum that the Blue Devils were going to take into halftime here with a stop. And although they were going to give the ball up there to start the second half, the game has really turned around here in the last 3 minutes.
Indeed, it has. Wow. What a change.
Talk about a pendulum.
Indeed, it has. I'm kind of flummoxed. Not often, I'm short of words. I did not see that Yeboah play developing the way it did. I, like most of the viewers, are going to have to go back and look at the replay, available on Leominster TV via Facebook, YouTube, and throughout the week and weekend on Comcast and Verizon as well, because that was an unbelievable play. And really, just sheer determination. A battle of wills, and Yeboah had it. Onside kick, high bounce here, and it was fielded by one of the up men and taken straight down on the turf. Looked like 38 on the recovery. It was Lucas Taylor. He fielded the ball. It took such a high hop at him. He caught it about chin high and then kind of fell forward to the 50-yard line. So Leominster gets great field position here, fielding this one. A 1st and 10 at midfield, going left to right with 90 seconds to play here in the first half.
You know, I'm looking back at the replay on that fumble recovery there. I'm not sure that Marchand actually ever had the ball off his hip. It looked like he just picked it right off his hip. And it was really a control play. It was bang, bang, and went the other way.
Here we go on 1st and 10 from midfield. The snap and the give, and straight up the middle this time. That play was quickly snuffed out and taken to the ground. Looked like Miles Bowers on the carry there for the Blue Devils. Yes.
Miles Bowers, usually a linebacker, a junior, getting some playing time with the offense.
Bowers has shown in past seasons the ability to play the fullback spot. So potentially here in for Marchand.
No, he's out there too, so maybe they're just trying to change it up a little bit. Looks like he's playing the fullback position right now.
The tailback spot.
I mean, that's what I meant, the tailback spot.
Couch is out of the football game right now. Under center, here's the snap and the give for Bowers. And Bowers is corralled and taken down. Loss on the play, everything that was gained on 1st down, just about. 3rd down, about 9.5 to go. 45 seconds to play here in the 2nd quarter. And Coach Palazzi, I think, is going to keep the bruising back in and just keep running away at the clock and go with discretion being the greater part of valor here. You led by 8. You're now down on a 15-point swing. And here you are, down 24-17. Take that into the half, and you're giving up the football. You don't want to make another mistake.
Yeah, it looks like, actually looks like they're going to take a knee right here.
Yeah, they are. They pack it in tight. Snap. Cora kneels it down. And that will be the last 10 ticks of the first half. Halftime here from Commerce Bank Field at Foley Stadium. The score, Doherty 24 and Leominster 17. Lots of points in the first half, many of them generated by these two defenses. Who knew? We'll talk about it all coming up at the half. We'll have the halftime show for you here on Leominster TV's Facebook page and also on Comcast and Verizon as well. You can also flip over for the press box view to the K-Zone's Facebook page. We will have our halftime show from the K-Zone's Facebook page coming up as well at WPKZ.net. Halftime here from Commerce Bank Field at Foley Stadium. The score, Doherty 24 and Leominster 17. We break. We'll be back with more in a moment. You're going to go to silence, but I promise we will be back. Halftime here from Commerce Bank Field at Foley Stadium. A little bit of a long delay, but we were getting some information up here.
You gotta close your window, man.
None of them are scores, by the way. Yeah, I almost got taken out by, I don't know, somebody throwing an onion for a strike up here or something. Rotten fruit.
They thought you were trick-or-treating.
Apparently. So they went for my head. Jeez, I'll tell you, that one's good for the Chamber of Commerce. In other news, we had an opportunity here to kind of gather some information for you and give you a little bit of a clarification of things that were going on. So we want to go back a little bit into the first quarter. We had that pass interference penalty. There was 6 minutes of questions and answers and balls moving around or what have you. We got the explanation. Leominster High School principal and former football coach, by the way, Steve Dubzinski, popped up here as he got some texts that we were looking for some information. So he came up. He had talked to the officials down on the sideline and got the answer. So the answer from the officials on the sideline was the following: that you cannot have pass interference behind the line of scrimmage. And so they ruled the contact for the pass was behind the line of scrimmage. We'll have to go back and review that one in later days to try to confirm that one way or another. But the bottom line is that was the ruling. The contact happened behind the line of scrimmage. Therefore, no pass interference.
So it's free game on the receiver out in the flat as long as he's behind the line of scrimmage. The defender can
because it
tee
acts
off
as
on
a form of a lateral.
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. But that was the ruling. We'll get more information on that. We'll go back and review it. But in the meantime, the ball's in the tee. 40-yard line at our right. Here comes Pablo Rodriguez with the kick.
Oh, we're back.
End over end, and it will be returned.
Football.
Return man was new on. He fell down.
Yes,
and the white hat, Bill Goslin, on it. He marked it down at the 20-yard line.
Looked like he might have had an opening there, too, and a very fortuitous call there for the Blue Devils.
Halftime show is brought to you by our friends at Hometown Bank. We say that's my bank because we feel like our bank is looking out for us. Visit hometowncoop.com to learn more. Hometown Bank, Sac Boulevard, Leominster, and 7 other area locations. Our first half recap. Kate was, of course, kind of fixing some of the statistical points. Kate, I'll let you take a chance to kind of pull together some stats. We'll slip those in there over the next couple of minutes here. Happy Jack's halftime scoreboard. Of course, that's brought to you by Happy Jack's Restaurant, 785 North Main Street in Leominster. You can check them out on the web at happyjacksrestaurant.com. Only score we have, the second quarter score. Fitchburg 7, Marlboro nothing. We'll get more later on as the night goes on. We're about a half an hour ahead of everything else going on in Central Mass tonight. So we'll get you some more scores as we continue throughout this second half. Peak performance of the first half brought to you by North End Subaru, proud member of the Colonial Automotive Group and online at northendsubaru.com. That peak performance, we're giving it to Pablo Rodriguez. He bangs in his first 3 points of the season.
I'm in on that.
And gets Leominster on the board and turns things around, even though we're 30 seconds into this quarter number 3, and it's 24-17. Doherty with the lead and the football, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Shotgun snap is low. Calorie rolls out to his right. Now reversing Fields going to his left. Defense hanging with him. Now Calorie tries to go back to the right, and he's going nowhere but down on open field. Tackle Jack Philbin squared him up and took him down.
When you're running around that long, you got to know that you're about to get cleaned out, and I think that's some of that sophomore inexperience, just trying to do too much.
Brilliant call, if I had the right number. That was Kyle
51,
Philbin.
yeah.
51, not 50.
Pick a Philbin, any Philbin.
Either way,
the Philbin's credit.
What a tackle.
Yeah.
Wow.
Here I come, and he never saw it coming.
Let's talk mid-game adjustments. Let's survey the field with our mid-game adjustments brought to you by Whitman and Bingham Associates, Civil Engineering, Land Surveying, and Environmental Planning at its finest. Experience is in the name, Whitman and Bingham Associates. We'll get your mid-game adjustments, Bill Thomas, after this third down play. Back to pass. Calorie rolls out, throws on the run, snapped over the middle, complete for John Fortson. Threaded the needle, Kate, is what happened across the 30 and down at the 35-yard line, and it is a first down for the Highlanders. Mid-game adjustments, Bill Thomas.
I think the defensive backs got to pick up the receivers a little better and stay with them. We keep seeing them getting free in open field, especially when Calorie gets some time to scramble. You got to keep your eye on receivers and don't let them get behind you. I've seen that happen time and time again to the Blue Devils defensive backs. They got to stay with the receivers.
On first down and 10, here's the snap. Calorie the give, the motion man. It was Vassar. Vassar turns the left corner of the play, and he's taken down across the 40. No, they mark him shy at about the 39-yard line. Gain of 4, second down and 6. Bill Thomas's mid-game adjustments brought to you by Whitman and Bingham Associates. Second half kickoff brought to you by Fidelity Bank of Leominster. The idea that businesses do well creates a brighter today and tomorrow for everyone involved. It's a win-win-win. Now, who doesn't like that? Your Fidelity Bank, helping you get where you want to be with heart. Second down and 6 to go. Shotgun set, motion man Vassar left to right. Little collision. Calorie keeps his wits about him. Steps up, hit from behind. Down he goes. It's Calladay in there to pull him down. Kate, I wonder how you could tell.
And, Calladay, he's had a great game tonight, and I saw him having a few words with some of the offensive linemen there as the first half was winding down. I think of all the Blue Devils, he's about as fired up as I've seen anybody out there, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Indeed he is.
It's getting a little bit chilly.
It is a little bit chilly.
You notice I broke out the shirt.
I know. I gotta go step back to the bag at my next earliest convenience.
I left my coat in the car, unfortunately. And it's like way over there.
We'll check our time and temperature in a couple of minutes. Under 8 minutes to play here in the third quarter.
7:56 p.m.
Doherty 24 and Leominster 17. Calorie back to pass on third and long. Looks deep down the left sideline for Vassar, and it is incomplete.
A little different change up there. I saw the safety playing deep there, and I think that's what the Blue Devils got to do. Couch back there playing safety, and he's got to follow the quarterback and follow his eyes, and you can't lose Vassar. He's their guy downfield, their speed guy, and that's what Callaway's looking for.
Fourth down and long to go. They need to move the ball to their own 45 for a first, and they send Chris Schoen out on the field, does the Highlanders, standing at his own 20 to punt. Good snap, nice punt. Pretty spiral down the field. It will be basket catch fielded there by Couch. Couch slips through the first line of the Gunners, crosses the 35, and he's cut down around the 28-yard line. And Leominster has got the football. First and 10 at their own 38.
38.
About the toughest 3 yards you're going to see on a punt return right there, but good job by Couch.
Is it ever?
See if the Blue Devils can regain some of that momentum. Doherty playing a little bit of field position there. You would have thought maybe, third and 4, fourth and short, 4th and 3, I think it was, but electing to punt it away. Have to see if the Blue Devils can take advantage of that.
First down and 10 for the Blue Devils. Their own 39 becomes the spot at left hash. Cora with the pink spats in the gun. 5 receivers out in the formation, 3 at the open side right. Cora scans the line. He'll ask for the football. Knee-high snap, fielded. Now has to step up in the pocket, nowhere to go, but down.
Ball.
Maybe a loose football, but now there's whistles, and the wing official from 15 yards downfield and on the Leominster sideline angles back into the play to blow the play dead at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, he had a good view of it. I think Cora was spun down there, and as he hit the ground, rolled around, the ball got pulled out, but good call by the officials there.
Are they hoping we can change it on replay? There's still no replay in high school football that I'm aware of.
Well, they should just point up to the booth and we'll tell them what we think.
They didn't want to hear about it on that intentional grounding safety call that opened the scoring. Cora back on his feet. He's in an empty set backfield. 5 receivers in the formation, 3 to the right, ball spot center of the field, their own 36. Low snap. Now they look on the slant through the defense and incomplete. Del Judas was the intended receiver. John Forson in there on the coverage. He was joined in there by Jose Robles as well.
Play a little confusing looking there, and Cora threw it into traffic. Fortunately, the ball just fell harmlessly to the turf. Going to bring up a big third down play here. You got to get a couple of first downs here if you're the Blue Devils. You just don't want to keep giving the ball back to Doherty with their weapons and their speed. You can only hold them down for so long.
Third down and 13 to go. Their own 35-yard line. Shotgun. We got a back in the backfield that is Couch this time. And the snap. Ground ball picked up and fielded by Cora. Cora keeps the play going. Throws looking for Garcia. It was a little behind him, and Garcia couldn't figure it out. Meanwhile, away from the play, Calladay is locked up with a look like Yeboah potentially on that one. Yes, it was. And
the big guy with the touchdown.
Indeed. And they were having what appeared to be some form of a rodeo.
They're making plans.
Well, I told you, Zach was having words with the lineman there as the first half wound down, and I tell you, he's playing with some fire tonight. You can just see it on the play, the way he's continuing to play right through the whistle and beyond on occasion, but he's not letting himself get pushed around. He's standing up for the Blue Devils.
The Leominster drive stalls at their own 35, a 4th down and 13, and Marchand to punt his own 24. Good punt. A little bit of a wobble to the tail end. It is fielded, and straight up the middle of the field comes the return across the 40 and down in the hands of Anthony Franco. So here come the Highlanders, 1st and 10, their own 41-yard line. Left to right they move here in the third quarter. 24-17. Doherty's lead right now, 6:25 to play here in the third quarter.
Not much change in field position there. Pretty much where Doherty punted the ball away after their first possession here in the second half. Have to see if the Blue Devils can force Doherty to punt again. I don't want to give Doherty any momentum here. Early in the third quarter, let them tack on another score. Blue Devils doing a good job here, keeping this a one-score game.
Handoff is for Vassar, Bill Thomas.
Yep,
there
welcome
you
back,
go.
Todd.
Thank you. Found another layer, and Vassar is cut down in the backfield. Loss of 1 on the play, back across the 40 at the 39-yard line.
There wasn't much happening there. I figured I'd give you the rest of the play break there. Good job by the Blue Devils defense, though, stacking that up for a 1-yard loss. See if the Blue Devils can just maintain this momentum they're building here on defense to open the second half. And another turnover would be very nice here for the Blue Devils defense.
2nd down and 11, their own 40-yard line. Middle of the field coming left to right. Snap, looks the screen down the line, found Vassar. Vassar stepped in the bear trap low along the field as he had his feet cut out from underneath them. That was Nunez on the defensive play, stepping up and making the tackle.
Yeah, good job there. We saw him spelled there a little bit as the first half wound down, but back on the field here, out in his corner position. Good to see him in a good open field tackle over there. Looked like they lost another yard, 2 plays, and they've lost 2 yards here.
And so 3rd down and 12 they have, back to their own 39-yard line at left hash, coming left to right. 5:10 to play here in the third quarter. 24-17 Doherty's lead. To the line they come. They flank out that back-to-back.
Yeah, that
pair
double
of receivers.
stack.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. Here's the snap. Back to pass with some time. Calorie avoids the rush, and now down he goes.
And did you see downfield? I know you're not watching downfield,
Yes.
but I was watching Vassar, and Couch did an excellent job from his center field position, took him away and out of that play, and Calorie was looking at him all the way.
And there was Calladay in the backfield. He missed on the first swipe with the paw, but he stayed in the play, and he brought him down.
He's making his presence felt out there tonight, that's for sure. But I like the little change up in the defense here, and seeing Couch just kind of protecting that deep ball and not letting it turn into a one-on-one.
Good snap here. Punt is away for Schoen.
Wow.
It will hop. Couch decides not to play it with the gunner forcing right on him. Takes a huge Highlander bounce inside of the Leominster 15 and down at the Leominster 14-yard line. But with the angle of the punt and the way Schoen put it away, pretty good decision by Couch. The field position's not going to look that way, but if he tried to play that angling away from him, he likely muffs it, and it's in Forson's hands, and it's Highlander football.
Yeah, good low line drive there, and you get some momentum about 20 yards in bounce, and that exchange of punts there led to about a 25-yard advantage there for Doherty as far as field position. Blue Devils back in a hole deep in their own territory.
4:16 to play here in the third quarter. It's Doherty 24 and Leominster 17. I backfield is Marchand with Couch dotting and a receiver on either side. Core will go under center, 1st and 10 from his own 14. Here's the snap. 2 fakes. Rolls out to his right, throws. Passes swatted out of the air. Josh Obasui in there on the play.
Good job defensively. Get the hands up there, and Cora had somebody out in the flat there. I think it was Del Judas, but couldn't get the ball to him.
Make that Obisu on the play. The defensive end came in off the left side of the formation. He got in between. It looked like Marchand and just took the swat, took it right out of the air.
Intended receiver Marchand.
Yeah, the
trying to work
fullback.
that flat. I still like those flat passes.
Yes.
Get him out there in some space and make it easy for Cora to get the ball to him.
The snap and the give this time. It's Couch, and Couch was angling the play immediately to his left. He saw a hole, and he found it across the 15, 20, cut down at the 21-yard line. Gain of 7, 3rd down and 3.
I'm looking at Tony Newhan comes flying out of the pile, sitting at the official's feet, and holds his hands out like a little extracurricular activity out there, but he got no sympathy from the officials. Good job by Couch here, turn that into some positive yards, may come up 3rd and short.
Blue Devils need a long, sustained drive here.
Well, they need one
Certainly
first
could
down.
help.
One first down. And just keep the offense of Doherty off the field here a little longer.
Build some momentum. 3.5 to play here in the third quarter. Chasing a 24-17 Doherty lead. Here's the snap and the give. It's for Couch. Couch finds some room. He crossed the line of scrimmage with a full-handed jersey. Defense brings him down from behind. That looked like 52 on the play, Bill Thomas, if I was right.
65-2 in on a Kyle Tucker, but I think it was good defense, team defense
Charlie
over there.
Payson was the other.
A little high-low tackle, and a Blue Devil got tangled up in there also. So, yeah, it's going to bring up fourth down.
It is. It's a fourth down, about 2 to go from their own 23-yard line. There's a huddle out on the field, and I'm thinking from their own 23. Coach Palazzi says, if we can't get 1.5 yards at this point in the season, then guess what? We're not worth it, and Coach Palazzi is frustrated. Has to take the 30-second timeout, and he'll send the punt team out on the field. They could not get the play sorted out in the huddle.
And not sure if they wanted to get up there like they were running the play, give them a hard count, and give the impression you're going to run the play, but they spent way too much time in the huddle. They were going to end up with a delay penalty one way or the other. Kind of got forced into that timeout in the punt situation.
And he is frustrated. You would think at some point during this year you had to draw a line in the sand, and I think he thought that was the moment. And unfortunately, the moment slips by. On 4th and short, Marchand to punt from his own 10. Good punt. It'll be returned by Vassar from his own 45. Straight over the middle of the field, crosses the 50 and cut down right around the 47-yard line. 2:35 to play here in the third. Doherty 24 and Leominster 17. Check of our time and temperature as we all go reach for additional layers. It's brought to you by Chapdelaine GMC, selling and servicing commercial trucks since 1969. Chapdelaine has the best selection of commercial used trucks, period. Stop by Route 2A in Lunenburg or online at chappygm.com. 50 degrees on a beautifully clear night, star-filled here in the city of Worcester. 7 minutes past 8 as this night flies along here from Commerce Bank Field at Foley Stadium on this Friday night, October the 5th. Straight up the middle of the field, Vassar finds some room and now runs away from the defense. He ran away from them all. 11 men miss Tejan Vassar, and Vassar finds the end zone for a Highlander touchdown.
Just shredded the middle of the defense right there and beat the defensive linemen off their blocks, and linebackers had nothing for him. Ran right through the safety and the defensive backs. Like you say, he pretty much ran through all 11 defenders right there. Leads to a quick 6 for Doherty.
47 yards for Vassar, straight up the middle of the field. And like I said, seemingly past all 11 defenders as he finds his way up the middle of the field.
Basically untouched till he got to the 3rd level, so he ran past them, not through him.
Indeed, and the extra point is up and good off of the foot there of Gaetanides. And so the Highlanders expand their lead. 2:27 to play here in the third quarter. Doherty 31 and Leominster 17. And what has got to be a frustrating moment here for Leominster. You had them at 17-9 in the middle of the second quarter. By the tail end of the first half, you had it at 17 all. And then just a play where the ball just gets swiped away from you. They now punch it up to 24-17 going into the half, and the problems continue to grow.
Tough turnover. You know, the Blue Devils did a good job here the better part of the third quarter, just exchanging punts. And actually, Marchand did a good job getting most of that lost yardage back on those exchange of punts, but midfield wasn't a long enough field to keep the Highlanders out of the end zone.
Ball on the tee at the 40-yard line at our left for Paiabo. He's got the ball on the tee.
Now, we saw an attempt at an onside. You think with a 2-touchdown, Doherty would try to pull that out again? Or?
I don't know, or if they just don't want to kick it downfield, but you can see the up men moving up as well. This is a line drive right into Miles Bauer's hands at the 40-yard line. Bowers is finding some room. He's got midfield, now the 45, and he's angled out of bounds there by Paiabo.
What a set of hands there, catching that line drive. Good job there turning that into some positive yards on the Doherty side of the 50.
2:18 to play in the third quarter. It's Doherty 31 and Leominster 17. Leominster has the football with Kate, what I believe, if I'm not wrong, is the best starting field position of the day. They are in Highlander territory at about the 46-yard line.
Oh, by far. Most of their starting field position have been on their own 30. They're 33, they're 34, they're 39, they're 38, respectively.
And now from the Highlander 46, a little counter motion pre-snap out of an eye. They get it in the hands of Couch. Couch crosses the 45, and he's taken down after a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, tough yardage there up the middle. 1, 2, 3. Let's give him 4. Let's give him 4. Credit for now 3. We'll give him credit for 3.
3.
But
There was a third
I tell you,
one there, yes.
such tough yards right there. I'd hate to steal a yard from him, but I tell you, Doherty's got a tough front 4 right there, and got to use some misdirection and some deception if you want to get past them.
1:45 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Leominster looking to get something going offensively here in the 2nd half. Out of an eye, quick 3-step set, the throw in and out of the hands of Felipe Garcia, and he gets back body dropped, WWE style by John Fortson.
What's up with that?
Oh my.
Little rambunctious there.
Wow.
Not trying to separate the ball from the player, trying to separate the player's head from his body right there.
Indeed.
Dangerous tackle. Dangerous tackle.
Very much so. Tied up on the play and never quite got it loose. 1:33 to play here in the 3rd quarter. 31-17. Doherty's lead.
It's body slammed.
Yes, yes, indeed. And nice slow motion look at it on Leominster TV, and you can see the force of that action. Out of an eye. Offset slightly, it's Marchand with Couch. Here's the snap. Hard snap, roll out to the blind side. Throw looking for Del Judas, and the pass goes incomplete along the 40-yard line.
Looks similar to that play. I mean, that play's right on the line of scrimmage there. So you mean to tell me you can't call pass interference there if he's a yard to the good on the line of scrimmage, in the backfield?
I was saying in that direction, I would say yes.
I mean, but how is that called differently than what we saw in the first half?
So
if it's behind the line, it's behind the line. If it's a forward pass, it's a forward pass. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Leominster will change field position, or at least attempt to do so. They're going to punt. Ball will be snapped right around the Highlander 43. Marchand stands back at his own 44 to receive the snap and punt. Good snap. Punt is away. Hops around the Highlander 20. Vassar thought about playing it. It angled across the 15, and it's out of bounds around the 13-yard line. So Leominster able to change field position and push the Highlanders back to, Kate, what I believe will be their worst starting field position of the day.
That's absolutely right. They've actually started 2 of their offensive drives in Blue Devil territory, but it's actually it actually equals their worst starting field position.
They were back to their 13 earlier.
They were back in their own 13 earlier. Yes, that is correct.
I can't win them all.
It's all right. Just try to win a few.
Indeed. Indeed. I'm just glad I didn't catch a peanut butter cup in between the eyes at halftime.
I know, that was bizarre.
We were under duress
That
here.
was bizarre.
Your teacher voice came out.
I did. It's
I thought
solved
you
a lot
were
of
going to jump out
problems.
the window.
I thought I was standing out detentions. They all were like, I don't have 30 minutes right
That's
now.
like when you got the back to
There he goes again.
Here goes Vassar, off to the races, down the left sideline. Leominster trying to catch him.
87.
He is into the end zone, 87 yards, and about a 12-length victory to the finish line for Tejan Vassar.
No slowing him down, and man, can they score quick.
As soon as he gets into that second level, if you have not wrapped him up or at least made him juke or stop or stutter, if you don't get him once he gets to those linebackers, there is not a linebacker on the Blue Devils defense that can wrap him up.
No, and he's just so quick and strong, too. You know, we've seen him run through tackles, but he just ran away from everybody right there.
Franco
a little bit of
holds.
Swiss cheese going on right now.
Indeed, and Franco holds for Gaitanidis. Franco gets a hard snap down, and Gaitanidis, the straight-on kicker, drives it through.
Well, not only straight on, he has that that stop motion.
Yes.
He doesn't follow through with that boot. It's really kind of fun.
It's about a
but
two-stepper.
accurate.
Yeah.
Very accurate.
Powerful. It's
And
not,
even,
it's not going to record a large distance, but it's going to work for extra points.
And even the snap was not quite there, but like you said, Kate, he's got that little hesitation. He actually waited for his placeholder to get the ball down. Good job there.
Well, when you don't have to take a full swing, it's kind of like chipping.
Exactly.
Yes.
Take your time and just do your job.
38-17, Doherty's lead as the teams come back upfield, and all of a sudden that 17-9 Leominster lead in the first half seems like it's a long way away, like weeks ago by comparison.
There's a quick 29 unanswered points here. I'm about ready to watch the replay here on our Facebook Live page, but see if anybody got a hand on right up the middle and just duked and juked and
nice
goodbye.
Block.
Duked and juked and goodbye.
Little block
One
there,
block
John,
in the
John
second
Forson.
level.
Almost ran like a basketball-esque screen.
Yep,
just trying to slow down
got in the way.
Force the defender to go wide, and goodbye.
Teachable moments. Teachable moments.
A season full of teachable moments thus far. 1:07 to play here in the third quarter, and on the approach.
See what we can do.
Here comes Paibo.
It's got a drive
Fielded around the 25-yard line by Felipe Garcia, and Garcia squared up and taken down across the 35 and around the 38-yard line. And here we go. Leominster's next drive, 1:02 to play here in the third quarter, coming right to left. 38-17, Doherty's lead.
Chasing a couple touchdowns here, but like to get one back, see if we can't get a quick strike here.
It's what Leominster will need. And I mean, this is one of those cases where you can't get it all back on one play.
All right, but you need
so
so you got to get one quick.
You got to build on it, you know, for sure. There's got to be points, and it's got to be points every time you touch the football from here on out. Here's the snap. Give it to Miles Bowers. Finds himself in the tailback spot, and Bowers got bit by the turf monster crossing the 43 and cut down right around the 45-yard line.
Different two setback there for the Blue Devils. Bryant Cordero out there in the fullback position too. So two fresh running backs in the game right now.
And Cordero is, of course, the kind of meaty fullback that Coach Palazzi is hoping after transferring into the Leominster district might find some success at that fullback spot in the years to come.
Well, you know, he's listed, we got him at 5'8", 215, and you look up at Miles Bowers, not much difference, 5'7" and 205, so they complement each other as far as size.
Thunder and more thunder, and here's the handoff for Cordero. Cordero gets stood up right at the point of the handoff, loses about a yard on the play. It'll be a 3rd and 5. Leominster needs their own 48 for a first down.
Stood up by Ariel Perez, and that was about it for that rush forward. Just kind of stopped him in his tracks and put him on his back.
And that's 3 quarters in the books here from Commerce Bank Field at Foley Stadium with the score. Doherty 38 and Leominster 17. The teams will change ends, and the all-important 4th and final quarter here from Worcester tonight. Bill Thomas, it's
like somebody,
hard to put words to it.
You know, number 8, I'm trying to see who they're looking at on Doherty's side there. Somebody was crouched down the field. Looks like he's
Tony
okay.
Nuon.
That was Tony Nuon, just catching his breath, it looks like. But, yeah, tough third quarter there. You know, the Blue Devils did a good job the first 3 or 4 minutes there, maintaining that field position. But, you know, we saw that deep punt, and the Highlanders got the ball back at midfield. And, you know, 2 big plays later, they got 14 on the board.
Kate, I want you to steal a quick look as our friends at Techner Apex bring us a look at our stats through 3 quarters. What's jumping off your page there through 3 quarters statistically?
Right now, time of possession, fairly even on both sides of the ball. Biggest thing is that Vassar, 11 touches, 150 yards rushing, 2 rushing touchdowns. He also has been targeted 6 times. He has 5 receptions for 169 yards. 3 of them for touchdowns.
So total offense over 300?
Over 300.
Over 300.
And he has 5 touchdowns.
Ooh, all 5 touchdowns. I guess the math
Well,
is.
no, they have 1 from a defender.
The 4th quarter begins with a disaster out on the field as everybody either jumped or snapped or moved. See who moved first. They say the defense of the Highlanders. 5-yard penalty, and it results in a first down for the Blue Devils. So a fortuitous situation, Kate, as you continue with these stats brought to you by Techner Apex.
Oh, more. We want
more.
We want more.
All right, Blue Devils so far, 8 first downs, 2 of 10 on 3rd down efficiency. Not very good there. 6 for 16 in their receiving, their passing yards. Total number of yards of offense, 103 to Doherty's 436.
Handoff for Couch on first down and 10. He's spun around in the backfield, and Down he goes with a swarm of maroon jerseys. It'll go for a loss of 3. Here comes second down and 13 at their own 45-yard line. Those stats brought to you by Techno Apex. Explore the world of plastics through their unbridled passion for technology, combined with a customer-centric approach. Techno Apex delivers your customized solutions, no matter how specific your need. Online at technoapex.com.
Good chance for the Blue Devils maybe to come out with a little trickeration. They need a big play, and they need it quick here, Todd.
Indeed.
I'm not sure what's in their bag of tricks right now.
He needs something. Here's the shotgun. Low snap. It's fielded. Cora just flings it out there. He finds Arlie Gallant. It wasn't pretty, but Gallant makes the catch. He crosses the 50 to the Highlander 49.
Good job by the Highlanders defense there to corral that, but that just looked like it was going to turn out bad from the beginning. I was just happy not to see Cora throw an interception there as badly as that play started out with the snap. But as soon as he looks up, yeah, it's like he just flings it into a crowd. But good job by Galata to snare that and pick up a couple of positive yards.
Under 9.5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. 4 receivers out in the formation. It's trips out to the left. Hard count. Flags are up. The official hit himself with his flag over on the far side. And it's a procedure call against the Blue Devils. 5-yard penalty, 3rd and 12.
Doherty doing a lot of jumping around on defense like they're going to blitz, and got one of the Blue Devils to flinch and gets himself 5 yards for it.
Happy feet on both sides of the football. It's just on one side it's legal and on the other, not so much.
That's what a good defensive team will do, though. They'll get them off their game a little bit, get them thinking, and that's how you mess up a play. Get a 5-yard penalty or just break up the timing on a play. Coach McKay doing a great job. He's got a great talented squad, and it's showing tonight. 4
receivers evenly split out across the formation. Couches in the backfield with Cora. On 3rd down and 12. Low snap. Cora fields. Slant coming in. Looking for Gallant again. Can't make the catch. Now a flag is out on the play.
I think
it was late.
JC might have said something there. I'm not really sure, but the white hat was looking right at him when he threw that flag. We'll have to see what he's got.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct signaled against the Blue Devils, and it'll bring up 4th down and longer. Undisciplined at this point, and I know that's not something Coach Palazzi is going to be crazy about. Another teachable moment, as Kate points out, and the teaching continues heading toward the sideline.
Takes any chance of, the 4th and long, which would have been long at about 13, takes that totally out. Now we got the 4th and a country mile.
4th and 22.
You know, you rely on your quarterback, regardless of his age, to be that steady leader out on the field. When they start losing their ability to control their emotions and discipline, that's when you know a team is in trouble at this point in the season. There's the punt. It will be returned with some room. Flag is out on the play. It comes bouncing in around the 47-yard line, thrown like a dart. Franco was on the return. He's got the football to midfield, pending the flag, which is down around the 48-yard line.
Talk about it.
Bill Goslin says, blocking the back signaled against the Highlanders. So they'll penalize that 10 yards from the spot at the 48. So it'll go back to the 38-yard line, and that's where the Highlanders will have football. 1st and 10, their own 38-yard line. Leominster High School Athletic Hall of Fame, honoring our past and inspiring our future. The Athletic Hall of Fame has announced its 2018 induction class. 14 individuals and 2 teams will be honored during an induction ceremony on Saturday night, October the 13th at the Leominster Lodge of Elks. Evening begins with cocktail hour at 5, dinner to follow at 6, and the induction ceremony at 7 o'clock. Tickets are $50, and for more information regarding tickets, please contact Frank Stefanidis at 508-331-5475 or email Rich Barnaby at richardbarnaby@leominsterschools.org for your tickets. 14 folks and 2 teams. The 2 teams we didn't talk about in the first half, the 1978-79 hockey team and the 1975 track team for Leominster High School, all getting inducted along with 14 individuals on Saturday night, October the 13th, Kate.
I was just going to say that carry by number 6, Dan Sheeran for the Highlanders, right up the A-gap, right up the middle, but officially no gain, 2nd down and 10.
Thank you so much. As we pass 8.5 minutes, the snap and the give was straight up the middle. New number out on the field there, Jose Robles, and Robles gets cut down just shy of the 45 at the 44-yard line as the Highlanders move from right to left. And the game takes on a slightly different feeling here with a 38-17 Doherty lead, 8:10 to play here in the fourth quarter. And at this point, you're starting to get that feeling of the inevitable.
Yeah, and, Robley's fresh legs in there, and, he's got himself some stats on his own for the season, 5 carries, 41 yards, 8.2 average. Looks like all these Doherty guys, they all have an 8+ average in the running game, and it's just, when you got that many weapons, it's hard to stop for an entire game. Officials timeout?
Nope, the Highlanders will take a timeout, and I'm guessing they are going to increase their usage of some of their second and third level players.
Just heads up, Todd, I'm seeing more candy fly.
Oh, fantastic. Well, if they fling it up here, I'm throwing it back.
I'm gonna see if I can.
Can I say that? I felt like that was my Maddie in the morning moment.
I wanted
there.
to get one through the window and see if it's something I like first.
No, luckily they weren't targeting us. So just
targeting. Are they targeting our cameraman out there?
I don't know.
Are you safe out there, Brad?
Bradley
says
he's okay.
Bradley's okay?
He says he's okay.
Okay. Maybe we got to stop bringing a helmet for Bradley.
Leominster TV's been doing a great job leading our coverage tonight as on the radio side, AM 1280, 105.3 FM, bringing you Red Sox playoff baseball tonight. So if you're looking for the Red Sox game, over on AM 1280 and 105.3 FM. Meanwhile, the stream at WPKZ.net. We continue here from Worcester tonight. Commerce Bank Field at Foley Stadium at WPKZ.net.
There goes Vassar.
And Vassar on his horse again. This time slides down across the blue level 45 at the 44-yard line. And I thought for sure at that timeout you would take some of those star players out of this football game, because I'll tell you, I think with what we're seeing starting to devolve, I don't know that anything good comes out of keeping your starters out of the field.
And as you say that, Todd, Vassar's coming over and taking a spell on the sideline here. We'll see if it's just for one play, but once again, Doherty's just got a great trio plus of running backs, and they can run out that speed and power, and they replace one 8-yard average rusher with another one, and that's hard to defend.
Two receivers to the open side right on first down and 10 at their Blue Devil 45. A snap fielded by Callery, gets it in the hands straight up the middle. I believe that was Sheeran, and it was the junior 5'10", 180. Finds some room to the Blue Devil 41-yard line. Goes for a gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
Vassar continuing to watch from the sidelines over here next to the coach. I'm not sure we're going to see much more of him tonight unless the Blue Devils tack another scorer up there. But just a good overall game for the Doherty offense. They've shown their weapons, and they've used them well.
2nd down and 6 to go. Shotgun set, 2 backs. Callery's in the gun. Scans the line, and he'll ask for the football. And the give. He finds Sheeran again. Sheeran straight up the middle, across the 40, cut down around the 37-yard line. Adds 2, maybe 3 more. 3rd down, about 2.5, maybe 3.
Yeah, looking to run the clock here, and go back a couple of plays. The last time Vassar had the ball, did a good job of staying in bounds and getting tackled in bounds, and showing his senior leadership there. And I think that's basically what Coach McKay is looking at in his offense. Just let's keep the clock moving, keep the ball in bounds.
As we wind under 6 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter, Doherty with that 38-17 lead. And of course, this is all about closing here. You close the door, finish the game out, move yourself to 5-0. That's what's on tap for the Highlanders over the next 5.5 minutes. Callery low snap, fielded off the shoot top, steps back, now sees the hole open over the A-gap, goes straight up the middle, and he finds a shoulder from Connor Marchand across the 35 and down at the 33-yard line. It's a first down for the Highlanders, but again, that's the kind of thing that happens in what is essentially, at this point, for your starting players, unnecessary time.
So, I mean, I can see him getting the seniors out top, but I got to disagree with you a little bit. You're looking at Callery, he's a sophomore. Leave him out there. Let's get him some game. Even if it comes to controlling the end of a game, I think this is good experience for somebody in his position. Yeah, you want to protect him. The coach, McKay, he talked about not putting him in position, especially when he becomes a runner, because he's very aggressive as a sophomore. But I still think he's still got to learn game management, and it's a good time for him.
Low snap, fielded, looks up the middle of the field. We're throwing over the middle of the field, and incomplete. Anthony Larson breaks it up on the play for the Blue Devils. The intended receiver downfield was Jaden Baxter.
Not sure we've called his number tonight, but
maybe one time was in the neighborhood of one.
They still got their foot on the pedal here, and once again, I think it's about the development of a sophomore quarterback more than trying to protect players. Yeah, you take your senior starters out, but it's all about development here when it comes to Calorie. And once again, I think game management, whether you're winning or losing, you got to learn from both sides of the ball.
I think Coach Mulcahy and staff may be trying to make a point as well. This is only their second and only the second game that they will play all year in their Division III playoff bracket during the 8-week regular season. I think they're trying to deliver a message to the rest of Division III.
And if it means scoring another touchdown, hey, here it is, you know. Looks like...
That'll bring up a third down.
Yep, third
down and 10 to go. No gain on that play. Ball lies right around the Blue Devil 33-yard line. They need to move the ball across the Blue Devil 25 to the 23 for a first down. As the clock winds down toward 4:20 to play here in the fourth quarter in a 38-17 Doherty lead. Two backs in the backfield with Calorie. Three receivers spread in the formation. Two to the right. Back to pass, Calorie with some time. Defender pushed off the play was Kyle Philbin. Launched downfield, they find Forson into the end zone. It's a Highlander touchdown. Wow.
Can't find much fault with that, though. You can only expect the defender to stay with somebody who's crossing the field like that. Couch did a good job, tracked him all the way from his right side across the field to that end zone. We got a flag flying now. Looks like somebody to the wing official coming in there. We'll have to see which way this goes. I'm guessing dead ball and sportsmanlike.
That's the signal.
Oh, and it's against the Highlanders. We must have had a smart remark, something aimed back at, or maybe a celebration or something aimed back at the Blue Devil side of the ball. But it's going to make it an extra long. No, they'll probably penalize this on the kickoff.
Yeah, they'll take it on the kickoff. There's a 33-yard strike for Calorie to John Forson in the corner, and for a sophomore quarterback, what a pass!
But I got to tell you, Calorie has done that time and time again tonight. The Blue Devils have chased him out of the pocket repeatedly. He's kept the plays alive, and he's found those open receivers running downfield. For a sophomore to keep his head about him like that, he's doing a great job.
Guy Tanadis sees the ball down, punches it up, and over the bar.
Two-step.
Team's coming back up the field. 4:05 to play here in the fourth quarter. Doherty 45 and Leominster 17. So as we work our way with this 4:05 remaining here in the fourth quarter, let's start first with Leominster High School football. On the K-Zone stream tonight is brought to you by Rollstone Bank and Trust. Rock solid banking since 1846. Garapi Furniture and Mattress Center in downtown Leominster. Rhino Linings of Leominster, where nothing beats a real rhino. Bolton Orchards, apple season is here. Check them out at Bolton Orchards. Woodcomb Insurance, right coverage, right price at Woodcomb Insurance. And Todd Robbins alongside Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins here high above the field at Commerce Bank Field at Foley Stadium. Want to thank the great staff here. The athletic director for Worcester Public Schools is David Shea. His assistant, Wendy Richmond, did a phenomenal job this week in relaying information and being able to coordinate this great broadcast position. We were talking about it during our pregame. 20 years ago, our Leominster TV coverage began right here at Foley Stadium with a Leominster Doherty Saturday game here, and that was on a natural surface on a beautiful day in the fall of 1999, and we're so happy to be here on our 20th anniversary season on a Friday night on the second batch of turf they have here at Commerce Bank Field at Foley Stadium, and a beautiful surface it is, and a great broadcast position. Bill Thomas referred to it earlier here, being up at the top of the stadium, getting a great bird's eye view here up in Johnny Most territory all the way at the top of the stands. Meanwhile, on the kickoff, Felipe Garcia with a little shiver down the left sideline and into the end zone. It's a Blue Devil touchdown on the kickoff return for touchdown for Felipe Garcia.
Nice job there, working a little picket line block and getting over to that left sideline and just following some blocks down there and using his speed. Nice job there, getting a touchdown back there by Felipe Garcia.
3:48 to play in the fourth quarter. Doherty 45 and Leominster 23.
I think you're going to look at this game when we start replaying this in our minds and how this game kind of got out of hand so quickly. And it's one of these, and I'm going to throw this cliche out there. The score is not indicative of the way the game was played.
Certainly not the first half.
4 or 5 big plays, busted plays on pass plays that Caleri kept alive and found his receiver, and it's really made the difference in the game.
Pablo Rodriguez drives that one through strong, and the team's coming back up the field. A 74-yard kickoff return for a touchdown for Felipe Garcia makes this a little closer on the board. 3:48 to play in the fourth quarter. It's Doherty 45 and Leominster 24. The question will become, as we go from here into the last 3 games of this 8-week regular season, with Leominster at home for all 3, Wachusett, Shepherd Hill, and Algonquin back to back to back. There's a Saturday in there at Doyle Field, one of not often played, but a Saturday night for homecoming. And the question becomes at this point, with Leominster seemingly heading to 0-5. Playoffs now are removed from the conversation. So where do you go from here with 3 weeks left in the regular season, plus 2 games in the awful also-ran bracket, and then obviously Thanksgiving becomes your focus on Thursday, November the 22nd?
Well, you play for pride. You try to become the spoiler, and you continue to learn. You continue to teach a sophomore quarterback with his surrounding cast of seniors that have played well, but those breakdowns have cost him games.
Tejan Vassar, by the way, is back on the field. That ball hopped at the 25-yard line, and Vassar played it at the 20, ran it back to the 25-yard line, and was taken down, thankfully harmlessly there. I got to tell you, my heart is in my throat watching these at this point. 3:38 to play in the fourth quarter, but Coach Mulcahy keeps the starters out on the field.
Well, I'm going to grasp at some low-hanging fruit here, and I think we're going to quarterback change. I see 18 trotting out there after talking to, looks like the offensive coordinator.
That's Colin Schoen.
So Colin Schoen looks like he's taking over under center here.
And some slightly different numbers I see flanking out there for the Highlanders, so we'll see some fresh legs. Here's the snap. Schoen. The give. Straight up the middle, and now here's some room, and the defense has to scramble back into the play. Arlie Galat scrambled back into the play with the tackle on the ball carrier there.
Thankfully had a handful of jersey right there, and
28, Bill Thomas.
Was that 28 or 26? So is it Jaron Vega?
We'll call it 26, Jaron Vega. But
let's see who's out there.
It looked like 28.
I was watching more about the tackle. Galat got a hand on the back of the jersey there and just held on. Yeah, it looks like a 26.
Oh, it is a 26. Great catch 26, there, Bill Thomas.
26.
Jaron Vega, another one of those fresh set of legs.
Snap.
Only a sophomore.
Ride Vega again, handoff straight up the middle. He battles the pile across the 40 and down shy of the 45 at the 44-yard line. Gain of about 7 on the play.
You know, looking up and down the roster here with the sophomore quarterback, the backup quarterback coming in showing he's a sophomore, and now they're, showing some sophomore running back. And there's not a lot of 12s on this roster. I mean, a smattering of skill players, but the grades 10, 11, and 12 are pretty well interspersed amongst the skill players and what's on this Doherty roster, and can only bode well for the future for the football program here when you got that good of a mix.
The walk to the line. Second down, about 4 to go. Snap. Vega was the left back this time, and he got the handoff. Move the pile to about the 45. They'll gain a yard. Third down, about 3 to go, and they need to move the football to their own 48 for a first down as the clock ticks down toward 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Leominster High School football on the K-Zone stream tonight is brought to you by Enterprise Bank. Create success. Troy Hebert Construction, your first choice for your needs. Schofield Power Equipment, done right the first time. You've got Schofield Power. Acme Carpet One, 4 generations of quality work from your neighbors. And Techner Apex delivers your customized solutions. We thank you so much for joining us on WPKZ.net stream tonight. Derek Drown back at Master Control doing masterful work there to help us along with getting things organized. Appreciate your hard work, Derek, tonight.
Looks like, who got in the carry there that time? Looks like Ezra Collins, 21, another new number out there. Kate, is that what you're seeing on that carry? And Doherty really mixing it up and gaining a first down on that play. expecting to see the victory formation or maybe one more carry here, but that's going to pretty much wrap the ball game up here with a new set of downs with 1:14 to go.
Our Good Hands play of the day brought to you by Allstate Insurance agent Patty Pritchard, helping people get the insurance coverage they need for more than a decade. Committed to providing you excellent service, treating you like a member of her own family. Now opening a new office at 423 Main Street in Fitchburg. With Patty Pritchard and Allstate, you're in good hands. Our Good Hands play of the day to the left tackle, Chris Yeboah, ripping the ball away from Connor Marchand and turning this football game late in the first half. Marchand was starting to let go of the ball. Yeboah said, "Give me that," and he rumbled, stumbled, and tumbled his way into the end zone for a Highlander touchdown and gave the Highlanders the lead into halftime. Patty Pritchard and Allstate gives us our Good Hands play of the day by Chris Yeboah of the Doherty Highlanders.
And I'm going to go with a curious conversation now. They got a fullback out there, number 68, Jonathan Mejia, who just had a carry for about 5 yards, but Doherty really mixing it up, and I think that's going to be the ball game.
Want to thank the great sponsors of Leominster TV's coverage tonight: the El Camino Restaurant, Troy Hebert Construction, MP Crowley Company Incorporated, Dream Kitchens and Baths, and United Solutions. We thank you all for supporting LTV's Action Sports and making this great programming possible. I want to thank the great staff at Leominster TV. Executive producer Bradley Bedard leading our coverage tonight here high above the field at Commerce Bank Field at Foley Stadium. Also want to thank Chris George and Keith DePerry back at Master Control at Leominster TV, pushing the buttons, making those replays and graphics possible that you've been enjoying all night long. So I want to thank Leominster TV for their involvement with our coverage tonight. Post-game show coming up, and as we say at the end of our Leominster TV broadcast, it's time for you to move on over to the Facebook page, the Facebook Live on the K-Zone. We will bring you our full post-game show, all the post-game scores, the final stats here from Commerce Bank Field, and more. A preview of the weeks to come as well. I want to thank you all for being a part of this one. One final thanks to the all-new Colonial Ford of Marlborough, proud to be the latest member of the Colonial Automotive Group, serving Eastern Massachusetts since 1992. Online at buycolonialfordmarlboro.com. Yes, you can have it all at Colonial. Final score here from Commerce Bank Field at Foley Stadium. It's Doherty 45 and Leominster 24. The Highlanders improve to an undefeated 5-0, and through 5 weeks of the season, the Blue Devils still searching for a win at 0-5. Post-game show coming up next on Facebook Live on the K-Zone's Facebook page. Want to thank you all for joining us for now. For Kate Robbins and Bill Thomas, I am Todd Robbins saying thank you so much for joining us. And until next week on Leominster TV, so long, everybody.